I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully, it's disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little bro, them. And I'ma tell them where I'm at. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. The other state. And of course, as always, I'm upset. Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maize Madman. We are here for a fun time. We're going to watch the Oregon Ducks take on the other state Buckeyes live right here. This game is already underway, as you know. 7-6 for the Buckeyes. They came into this game, I believe, 3-point favorites. Which is about a touchdown favorite on a neutral field, just under a touchdown favorite on a neutral field. Some other Big Ten games went down, including Washington, the team that just beat our Michigan Wolverines last week, going down hard, to Iowa of all teams. Right now, 2nd and 17, the Bucks try a run with Howard, who gets smacked. Their touchdown, by the way, came on a short run from Howard. And then a short field gave Oregon an opportunity to score. They promptly took advantage of that before flubbing the extra point somehow. Don't ask me how they did that. But anyway, Iowa put a beating on Washington, the team that just took out our Wolverines. What is going on in the Big Ten? First and foremost, shout out to my guy Kinetic, who is in here. What up? Shout out to, I saw my other guy, The New Life, is in here. A member, by the way. If you're not a member, become a member. Shout out to Connecticut. Purdue really exposed Illinois' defense. A big gift for Michigan. Look, at this point, being what just happened, what took place at Kinnick Stadium. Now, granted, Kinnick Stadium is a very treacherous place to play, so I'll give Washington that, but they did get a beat down by the Fighting Kate McNamara's, and that's kind of crazy to me. But yes, some things we're seeing today. Ripstar is the greatest. Woo! There's no question about that. Ripstar, shout out to you, sir.
I'm the best there is. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Out to Ripstar. Yes, you are the greatest. I appreciate that. Let's get to some other ones really quick. All hell Ripstar. Shout out to that. My guy Nevada Buck is here. Shout out to Nevada Buck. Big Ten equates to flip a coin. There's your guess. Absolutely. That's what it feels like at this point. By the way, 4th and 12, the Buckeyes are going to be forced to punt this one away. By the way, it wouldn't be a party if we didn't have chips, soda, complete with Michigan glass as we watch this. Hopefully, Oregon takes care of a little bit of light work for us, and then we can take care of Oregon. That's the best case scenario here for us tonight. But there's so much for Michigan to take care of before we ever get there. Let's start with that. My guy Kinetic, question, Madman, who you take? Would you take Cade back over our current quarterbacks with this offense? Yes or no? Yes. In a heartbeat, yes. The answer is yes. If you follow this channel, then you know I think Cade McNamara is the most important player in, and I'm talking post-2000 for the University of Michigan. Certainly post-2015, the most important player for Michigan since then. An important, not best, but important player for Michigan in that time. So I would absolutely take him over what we have at quarterback right now. And by the way, Cade McNamara is not great. Look no further than that Ohio State game where he kind of shifted the momentum. It was 7-0 going into halftime. Cade McNamara comes out, promptly gives the ball away a couple times, and then snowball effect. Next thing you know, the other state is mopping the floor with Iowa. Is that a question, right, Buck? That's a kind of a no-brainer. Yes, for sure, Cade. Absolutely. Turtle controls our destiny. Ain't that something? Our destiny, the Michigan Wolverines' future, in terms of this season at least, in the hands of Jack Tuttle, figuratively and literally. How do you guys like that? I gotta say, I don't like the odds, but Jack Tuttle is my quarterback. It's my quarterback. And we gonna get behind Jack Tuttle. At this point, we have no choice but to do so. Rudock would suffice. Absolutely. I would take Jake Rudock in a heart. I will say this. I would not take Shea Patterson. Shea Patterson is better than all these guys, by the way. No question about it. But I despise the ground Shea Patterson walks on. That's how much I dislike that guy. But we'll go back. The only person, you know what? I'm not going to do that to Davis Warren. Davis Warren's a good guy. Davis Warren's a good guy. All right. No Shea Patterson. Anybody else? Give me anybody else. Cade still does some bonehead things. Good thing his knee was down first. That's a fact. That's absolutely true. I take Justin Fegan, his Coke charge. Shout out to that. By the way, I'm gonna drop the link in here for anybody who wants to come up. It wouldn't be a party if we didn't have other party goers. So shout out to that. Anybody is welcome. All are welcome. Let's have a good time. By the way, I'm gonna take my first sip. Let's see what else is happening live right now. Ole Miss is also taking on the LSU Tigers. Men, by the way, Alabama almost lost again, people. The SEC is not what they sold the SEC to be. Let's start there. Alabama is not who we thought they were. And honestly, we probably should have taken a harder look at the second half of that game versus Georgia. They were at home. In the first half, they did get up and down the field, but in the second half, Georgia kind of was able to reel them in. And if there was about 5 more minutes on the clock, Georgia probably wins that game. But Alabama did enough to win it, so I'm not going to take that away from them. Give me John O'Connor, even honestly, Wilton Spate for the offense. Man, I would take Wilton Spate in a heartbeat right now. Jake Rudock in a heartbeat right now. Those guys are pretty steady, pretty level-headed. I would take either one of those guys. Burks. What's good?
What's good, my man? How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Good, man. Hey, listen, you saw the Illini and Purdue. Like, Illini almost lost, man. And I'm telling you, against a 1-4 Purdue, man. And if Illini literally beats Michigan next week, man, it's awful. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's all.
Yeah. Ooh, that's got to be a flag. That should be a targeting. I'm saying that because it's Ohio State and I hate them. But yes, Oregon just completed a big pass over the middle, by the way. I got to keep y'all in. It's kind of weird doing the color commentating for rival teams, especially the other state. We hate them with everything we have. All right, but back to Burks. Absolutely. Michigan cannot lose that game to Illinois now. When I was watching early, I thought Illinois got up pretty big, right?
Yeah, they did.
They got up big.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like this is, and I stopped paying attention to the game, if I'm being honest. But then I turned it back and it was a game. And now we are in a position, if Illinois would have kept on the trajectory they were going early in that game, then a loss to Illinois wouldn't look as bad, right? But Purdue might just be the worst team in the Big Ten this year.
They're 1-4. They're 1-4.
Yeah, which is crazy. And if we lose to Illinois now, it is all bad. So Michigan has to win this game. I believe Michigan will win this one, if I'm being honest, but I'm also not 100% sure of that.
And, Iowa and Washington too, man. Iowa just decimated Washington. Holy crap.
Destroyed the Huskies.
Like, what the hell,
Shout out to that. Yeah. We got another caller. Brett, what's good? Joining the party. How you doing, sir? Brett?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. I thought you were getting ready for Halloween a little early. It sounded like a What's good with how you doing, sir?
Sorry, I was drinking my pop. I didn't realize it was already on. But
Shout out to that.
I'm a Pepsi guy myself, but Diet Pepsi. So
Okay.
I'm gonna be at Illinois next week. So
Very
that's
nice.
I've never been there, so see what happens. I don't know. I still don't forget. I still don't forgive them for what they did to Blake Corum. I don't care. Anybody can say it. They did it intentionally.
Yeah,
Because
that pretty much set us back in 22. 22 is. I'm sorry to cut you off, Brett. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna give you back the floor. I promise. But in 22, if we have a healthy Blake Corum going into the end of that season, we are definitely meeting Georgia in that championship game, and that is going to be an epic clash. That's the one I was really waiting for. But it's back to you, Brett.
It's not even winning a national championship. Yeah, I think we would have too. But it ruined Blake Corum's Heisman Trophy year because there's nobody else that was going to win the Heisman that year. He was dominating yards, touchdowns, per yard touches. Nobody could touch him. And let's just get what I was saying. Let's get back to what Illinois did. If you watch the highlight of that play, that guy didn't have to go low. Corum was already like 2-3 yards out of bounds by the end of that play, and he went low and he directly hit his knee. He didn't try to hit his leg. He didn't try to hit his top of his leg. He went directly for his kneecap.
Right, absolutely. Brett, Burks, 1 second. I gotta give an update. So Oregon just missed a field goal. Go figure. That would have put them up 9-7. But before that, there was a clear PI on the other state that wasn't called. Again, go figure. All right. Back to what Brett was saying. Yes, you're absolutely right. I agree 1,000%. Blake Corum was definitely the front runner for the Heisman at that time. Heck, I think even at the end of the season, he may have finished like 6th and just missed out on an invitation to New York anyway. He had something like 1,400 yards, I believe. Great season for Blake that year. He wasn't even the same, if I'm being fair, last year. He was still very good, but was not the 22 Blake.
He lost power. He couldn't plant like he used to. He lost power in that knee.
Right.
And absolutely. You can tell. And I truly believe, and I'm not making excuses for Donovan Edwards, I think there's something wrong with his knee. From last year, I still think something's bothering him.
Travion Henderson just busted off a huge run. He had a big one right before this one, and they're inside the 5 of Oregon already again, just for an update. Okay, but yes, I agree. And something does look to be a little off with the Don this season. He doesn't seem to be even as explosive in those like breakaway runs even that he's had. But hopefully, he can start to get some confidence back. I think a lot of it is confidence with him, especially, getting through that initial line. And after that, we'll see what happens. Burks, you've been quiet, man.
Oh, yeah, no. I just wanted to say, hey, Brett, Urbana-Champaign, when you go to Illini, I'm just going to let you know the campus is trash, okay? Like, my brother, man,
I know.
he went there.
It's a suburb of Chicago. I expect that.
Yeah. It's trash, bro. My brother is an alumni there. I went to Michigan Illini in 2019. The crowd is trash. The colors are trash. The campus is trash.
They don't like us.
Illini. What is an Illini?
I mean,
please tell me, what's an Illini? What is it?
It's a Native American chief. That's what an Illini is.
Yeah, from Illinois. I knew where
Correct.
It was. I knew where what it was. I'm just joking with you. Yeah.
They don't like us, and I'll change the subject here for a second. With basketball, I don't know. I'm 27, but I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was either 91 or 92 when Jalen Rose had that crack house incident in Detroit, and the whole Illinois the whole student section chanted crack house towards him. So, they don't like us.
We haven't beaten them in basketball.
I consider Illinois a rival.
We haven't beaten them in basketball in 2019.
That's a very long time to not have beaten some
5 years,
fellow
man.
Big Ten school.
It's sad. I know. I don't know why we can't beat them in basketball.
Michigan basketball should be a lot better than it is, and I will say I do believe that Dusty is going to make some changes, and Michigan basketball will be headed in the right direction.
I just want to beat the midget from East Lansing. That's all I care about.
Right. Shout out to that. Absolutely. Anybody else is also welcome. We are having a party here. Hopefully about to celebrate the Buckeyes taking a loss tonight. That would be great on an off week to not lose and to also watch the other state lose.
Even Ohio State got that break when the first play they ripped it out of his arms. That catch, that was a fumble. But I give credit to Chip Kelly for rushing to the line and getting a play off before they could look. That's smart. There's no denying that.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I don't think enough people do that. Any questionable call, I see people like walk to the line of scrimmage.
Doesn't matter. Just snap the ball. Even if you even get a yard, if I'm a quarterback, just snap me the ball and I'm just running. Even if I get a yard or two, it's fine because they can't review it. Who cares?
Right.
Go on. Go ahead.
Oh no. Go ahead. I was just gonna say what Ripstar said. As long as Beeline is involved, I do believe Dusty May has included Beeline.
He's involved.
Capacity. Yeah.
He's involved.
Yeah, hey, Maize man, I'm curious. How did you become a Michigan fan? I'm pretty curious.
So as a lot of you know, I grew up in the state of Ohio, and my entire family, both sides, I know, right? My father, my mother, both sides of the family, big Ohio State fans. I'm talking going to game, big time Ohio State fans. I've always been kind of a contrarian myself, but also in the 90s, it just didn't make sense to root for them as Michigan pretty much dominated that
John Cooper
decade. Yeah, right. Dominated that decade, and I was a huge Charles Woodson fan. So the rest is his.
Let me ask you this: you being from the enemy territory, my question is, how the heck did we get Desmond Howard? That's like, how did we get Desmond? That's my question, because wasn't Ohio State his number one school? I could be wrong.
Yeah, so that recruitment, I'm not completely sure about that. That's before my time. I haven't heard a lot about that, but I know he's from the Cleveland area. He's from Cleveland.
Yeah.
And Ohio State generally recruits Cleveland pretty well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm interested myself to see how he ended up at Michigan.
Because people, obviously us being Michigan fans, we all know the 10-year war. I don't care what nobody says. Bo Schembechler, even when he retired, his finger was still on that program. I don't care what nobody says.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to John Walls. I forgot about this. Even before Michigan football, I was a fan of Michigan basketball because of the Fab Five. I remember the first college basketball game I remember is them playing North Carolina in the championship game. And I was rooting for Chris Webber and the rest of those guys. Unfortunately, the timeout with no timeouts, things happen. But yeah, shout out to that.
I'm just so sad. I'm just mad how Dante Moore, he's literally a backup on Oregon right now.
Man,
it's why
it is upsetting.
Is he not in Michigan?
It looks like Ohio State just scored again, by the way. Judkins on a 1-yard run in. But go ahead, Burks.
Yeah, I'm just really pissed off how Michigan did not come for Dante Moore when he was in the transfer portal. He's back up in Oregon, It's I know he wants the bank, but if he wanted to start, Michigan was right there, His family.
Throw the checkbook at him.
Yeah, I think, and I was on, I don't know if you guys got to see it. I was on with my guy, TJ Ronan, of Voice of College Football, this past Thursday. We talked a little bit about that and how Michigan's NIL has really kicked up this season especially. Michigan was far behind in terms of the dollars, well behind in terms of the staff needed for NIL, proper NIL. You know what I mean? And so they finally are in a range now where NIL is making a difference. It's still not like where Ohio State's NIL is and things like that, but it's definitely a lot better than it was when Ward was handcuffing Jim Harbaugh.
My question is, it's not like the University of Michigan boosters are like the alums are poor. It's not like we're Western Michigan and we can't afford to offer a 5-star in the transfer portal. That's my thing. Michigan's like, use your name. You're the University of Michigan. Use your likeness to get people here.
Yeah,
like,
no, I agree.
Understand that.
I agree. We got a legend coming up in the chat, by the way. Dom, shout out to Dom. I love the sweater, Dom. Shout out to Dom. How you doing, sir?
How's it going, M3? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
May I share a story?
Please, the floor is yours.
I went to the grocery store this afternoon. I'm 2,300 miles away from Cowtown, USA, right?
Right.
The guy, Buckeye game jersey, hat, socks, Buckeye socks, pushing his kid in his stroller with a little Buckeye onesie, and I'm wearing my Michigan shorts. He's like, Michigan cheaters. I'm like, oh, here we go. I said, I'm from Ohio, dude. Are you from Ohio? Yeah, I'm from outside of Cincinnati. I said, well, I'm from Steubenville. I said, it might have been ahead of your time. I said, I was 11 years old when Woody Hayes went crazy on television and hit another player. I've hated that school ever since. It's like, good luck tonight, and you're certainly going to need it in Happy Valley. And M3, what did they bring the officiating crew from Columbus tonight or what?
That's what it looks
shout
like.
out to that. It definitely does look that way. Like Brett, I think, pointed out the fumble, the PI that Igbinosin mugged the dude for 10 yards. I don't know how that wasn't called, but yeah.
We all know this, gentlemen. Like, we all know Ohio State gets all the calls. It's not nothing new to us. Oregon fans, get buckled in because get used to it. It don't matter if you're home. It don't matter if you're away. It don't matter if it's a neutral.
Good pass. He just burned Burks.
Good.
Did you notice Ohio State's offensive line? They get inside, but they're grabbing right here, M3.
Yeah.
It's hidden from the officials. They are still holding. Their offensive line stinks.
That's all they do.
Burks is mid. Burks is mid. That's great.
All they do.
We didn't talk about Penn State, by the way. They barely escaped too. But you're right, Brett and Dom. They do a lot of holding and they do a lot of getting away with it.
With everything.
And it looks like now they're checking to see if the Oregon guy stepped out of bounds. This is hilarious. I do have a question for you guys. So on this play, the Oregon receiver caught a long pass. The other state defender, in the process of trying to bring him down, he steps out of bounds while holding the ball carrier. Is the ball carrier not out of bounds at that point?
I would say yes.
Right? It makes sense, right? I don't know.
I mean, I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Texas looks good.
Yeah, either way, I mean, I hope this guy gets all of these yards, but that was something that I always thought about, because if that is the case, then wouldn't it just make sense for someone to just, step out of bounds and touch another guy, which I guess is probably why that isn't the case, but we'll see what happens with this. He stayed, the actual runner looks like he stayed in bounds, no problem.
I was talking to my mom, M3.
Yeah, they just confirmed it. All right, go ahead, Dom. I'm sorry.
I was talking to my mom. She's 90. She hates Ohio State as well. She goes, is this going to be another one of the games where they bring the officials, Dom? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I probably hate Ohio State more than I hate Satan himself.
Right. They probably are one and the same at this point. It's that bad.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah. Oregon, somebody said Big Groove. Shout out to Groove, man. Oregon got hosed on the fumble, but welcome to Big. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a
Just
great
wait till
catch.
basketball.
Yeah.
Just wait till basketball. You think the officiating is bad in football? Just wait till basketball.
I don't.
That's fair.
It's way worse.
I've checked
Oh,
out
that's good.
college basketball scene
Hey.
and the NBA. I used to love it. Can't watch
Burt
it anymore.
is getting taken advantage of on this drive. He just gave up the touchdown. Oregon just scored a touchdown. There's a flag down, though. We'll see what that is. Man, I feel like
Breathing on Ohio State, 15-yard penalty.
Hey, did you see a couple series ago? The guy from Oregon caught the ball in Ohio State #1. It was targeting. They didn't. I'm like, how's that not targeting?
Yeah, I thought the safety. There was another play on the last drive. The safety of Ohio State laid a big hit on a receiver that could have easily been targeting as well. That was a great pass and catch, by the way, by Dylan Gabriel and Stewart, the receiver here. That was great.
I have a question about Dylan Gabriel. He started at UCF, right?
They went
Yeah.
for 2. They did not get it. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. I thought so.
He started at UCF. He transferred to Oklahoma, right? Last year he was at
Yep.
Oklahoma, and now he's at Oregon. By the way, Big Ruling.
I knew that.
Shout out to Groove. Yes, sir. Drink one for me. Big ruling on the national letter of intent. Did anybody get to see that? I know Dom, you saw it, right?
Yeah, I see
apparently there's no more national letter of intent. I don't think it's final just yet, but that's the way it looks like it's going. Instead, because of the revenue sharing and the teams being able to, just pay players straight from the coffers, I guess, there's a little shakeup there, and you no longer have to declare with the NCAA or the team that you're going to join. It's some weird thing that I need to read a little more, but I was wondering if any of you guys had saw that and had some more information.
No, you're right though. It is a little strange in the language. M3.
Yeah.
NFL 2.0.
Pretty much, man. That's really what it's become. It has taken the amateurism out of it, and I'm not sure how important that was to some people, but
To me,
college
I
football
like-
felt different
It did,
than the
yeah.
NFL, and now it's starting to feel like they're one and the same. I mean, even down to the clock not stopping for first downs and things like that. That was something that made college football unique, and now it's not.
I don't know. I hope that college football doesn't adapt the kickoff rule the NFL has. I don't like it. I get it. It's for the player's safety, but it's football. If you guys are really scared of getting hit, how about we just start playing flag at this point? Because honestly, we can't hit nobody anymore. And anytime somebody lays anybody lays good wood on somebody, it's a flag. How's that a flag? The dude's doing it is a textbook tackle. So you can't hit nobody now. So everybody, all these guys you see in college, the pros, high school, they're not trying to wrap up top. They're going on the bottom because they're scared if they hit somebody on the top of the shoulder, they're going to be called 1 for targeting, or 2, it's just going to be some other penalty they never heard of.
Can we?
That's fair, man. I can't disagree with anything you just said. It is that to some degree for sure.
The whole we're concerned about the player safety. If the NFL was truly concerned about player safety,
Shout out to Mike. Go Blue.
They would eliminate steroids. They would eliminate growth hormones.
Yep.
But if they do that, your 35 to 27 ball games become 10 to 7, and the population of people
Shout
that
out
are
to
watching and betting on the NFL decreases. They want the points, they want the scoring. So this player safety stuff, if you're really that concerned, then let's get the linemen off the juice. They go down to 250, and your running back that's running, 4.41 is now at 4.8, speed up to 40. And the game's totally different, then it's just not going to be as exciting. But it's all a bunch of hypocritical
Oregon
BS.
Just got the ball back. I think it was some sort of onside kick. And it looks like they got the ball back. Really quick. Big Groove says, "Yo, Dom, I hate the Suckeyes of Ohio more than I hate my ex I caught slipping in '99." Seriously. Shout out to Groove, bro. And, John Walls, love seeing the Suckeyes play a team. What was that Iowa-Washington game, bro?
Woo!
That game was disgusting, and Washington should be ashamed of themselves, but Iowa put a beating on them, and it makes me wonder, and I hate the transitive property, especially when I'm talking college football, but they did just beat Michigan last week. And then to go in there and lay that kind of an egg or be dominated that way, I don't even want to blame it on them. Iowa kind of brought it too, but that doesn't make me very confident about the Wolverines, if I'm being fair. But Jack Tuttle gets a week of practice fully without a game this week. Next week, another week of practice leading up to a game. So maybe he's a lot better than we saw before. So that's what I'm hanging my hat on. Jack Tuttle is my quarterback.
We just gotta ride it out until next year is the way I look at it. And honestly, beat Michigan State, beat Indiana. There we go. Just make a bowl game. I don't care. That's all I'm asking. Make a bowl game.
I'll take losses all the way through. I want one win on November 30th. That's the only thing I care about this year. That's the only thing.
I get you on that, but I live in Michigan, and I live in the Metro Detroit area, and I live in the middle of basically Ann Arbor and East Lansing. It's the middle of all Michigan and Michigan State fans, and I don't want to hear my uncle all year long. He's a big Spartan fan. Right. And I don't take very lightly to Michigan State fans talking crap about Michigan, because really, honestly, with you guys had one good decade, and that's when Michigan was awful with Rich Rod and Brady Hogue. And then Harbaugh came back and put you guys back in your places. And truthfully honest, the only reason you guys won a couple of those games, the drop punt in 2015 when Harbaugh came back, and then 21. The only reason we lost that game is we couldn't stop Kenneth Walker to save our lives.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker beat Michigan by himself.
That was it. There was nothing else. Yeah. Everything else, we had it. But that one play with Aiden Hutchinson, they said that fumble, they said that didn't count. That was crap.
Well, me and you could trade stories like Quint and Hooper and Jaws about scars, because I lived in Columbus for 20 years. Michigan went 3-17 against Ohio State in those 20 years. So let's talk about scars.
Don't forget the COVID game. Don't forget the COVID game we lost to Michigan State.
Too. Yeah.
Can't forget that.
That was so bad. Holy crap. Joe Milton, man.
M3, I gotta go. Thank you.
No problem, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, I have a suggestion before I leave, sir. You know how they do those polls, like in the community, and you could post that on YouTube. I would say do a poll. What is Ryan Day wearing more of today? Blush or only for men and the beard?
Right. No doubt. Shout out to Dom, man. Michigan legend. Maize Madman legend for sure. Been a fan of the channel for a very long time, so we appreciate him for sure. It looks like some unsportsmanlike conduct has been called on Oregon.
What did Ohio State do? They caused it, but Oregon got caught.
It sounds like he spit on an Ohio State player. He did. They just showed it. I'm pretty sure he's kicked out of the game.
Well, yeah.
That's just not smart, bro.
That's stupid. Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah.
You're at. You're
By the
in the
way,
thing. You're at home.
that's like one of the most disrespectful things you can
Yeah.
do.
Yep.
And shout out to Igbinosin for holding this composure, because had it been me, I'm not sure I would be in the game either. But shout out to that.
Yeah.
Not shout out to the spitting on, but Igbinosin
Yeah,
showing some.
There's two things you don't do on the football field, disrespectful wise. You don't spit on somebody, you don't point the finger, and you don't put your finger in somebody's face.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Those are two as a male. No, you don't do that. Or honestly, three: spit, a finger in the face, or you poke your finger in my chest.
Right.
Like no, and I give that dude credit from Ohio State, and like you said, I don't think I would be in that game if he did that. I would have seen red. It would have been over.
Hey, mods, get whoever this guy is spamming whatever this is. Let's get him out of there.
Probably a Buckeye troll.
What is?
Want to surprise me? No, like I was telling the guy that just left the chat, Don, about Michigan State. Yeah, I love the Michigan and Ohio State rivalry. It's the best one. It's one of the best rivalries ever. But as I said, somebody that lives in the state, yeah, that one just means a little bit more for me.
Yeah, no doubt. By the way, this is the only type of spitting I am a fan of, Ripstar. Shout out to that, and if you know, you know.
Oh, dude, no, man.
Dude just had a huge. I know, man. That was just a stupid play by a guy who, again, was making plays out here. So probably hurt his team more than. Well, he did hurt his team more than helping them, for sure.
Gotta contain your composure. You can't let stuff like that over dictate the game, man. Gotta contain your composure.
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what year was it. I think it was 2022, the year the dude from Ohio State headbutted the dude up from Michigan out of bounds. I think that's what the year was.
Yeah.
And the dude
that was 22 in Columbus.
Yeah, and then 21, I know for sure because I was there at that game when the dude ripped Roman Wilson's helmet off in the middle of the end zone. You could see Roman's helmet was rolling 5 or 10 yards down the field, and the dude's like, "What?" And he puts his arms like, "I didn't do anything." Like, dude, you just got caught on the jumbotron. You did it. I mean, Ohio State plays dirty too, but no, you don't spit on somebody. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I mean, we're not streaming the game though. I learned my lesson from week 0. Week 0 streamed the game on my channel, from their channel and this channel, and YouTube was not very happy with me about it. So no more streaming actual games.
It's just live chat updates.
Absolutely.
I don't blame you. I don't know. I just want to see. I just don't want to be one-dimensional next Saturday. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, I think
are predictable. Honestly, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, after watching the game, rewatching the game, and kind of coming out of the emotion of losing that game, I was super critical of Jack Tuttle. He did deserve some criticism, but he also helped Michigan reel off 17 straight points when he entered the game. He obviously gives them a better chance of completing passes down the field than does Alex Orji. And, just to keep defenses honest, we have to complete some passes down the field, obviously.
And honestly, like you said, after you wind down in the emotion of the loss, I really truly believe those two, the fumble and the pick, I really don't. I didn't get mad. I didn't get mad at him because I looked at it as he was just trying to make plays and he was just over aggressive.
Yeah, I agree with that about the fumble. The pick though was bad. That was
The
a bad
pick
throw
was bad,
too.
yeah. The pick was bad.
Yeah.
There, I agree with that. The fumble was more or less like he's trying to get yards and he just couldn't hold on to the ball. And,
Right.
and like you said,
Yeah, I agree
like
with
you
that.
said, I think with the bye week, hopefully it kind of
Ole Miss
opens
is
up.
up 10-0 on LSU. If anybody cares about that.
Who's up? Ole Miss? Wow.
Ole Miss up 10-0 on LSU.
Wow. What about Army? Undefeated for the
Did
first
Army
time
win
since
or lose?
they smoked UNAB.
Wow.
They're undefeated for the first. They're like I think 6-0 for the first time since 1996.
That's crazy. Is Navy still undefeated too?
I think so. I think they had a bye week this week.
I think they did too. If those teams meet at the end of the season with like one loss or undefeated, that'll be epic.
I want to see Army and Navy both in the CFP because I don't think anybody can stop the triple option because nobody sees it enough to stop it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's just the athletes sometimes, they don't have
Yeah,
great athletes.
that's true.
When they play a team like, Georgia or somebody like that, Texas, I don't think it's gonna matter that they haven't seen it really.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. Like, I was at I think it was 2019 Army and Michigan game when I went to overtime.
Right.
And I'm sitting there in the big house, sweating to death. And I'm going, it's a run to the left. It's a run to the left. And I'm like, how can we not stop it? It's the same play. I'm thinking like, you got on, and I'm thinking to myself, man, these guys aren't even here to play football. They're here to be in the military, man. They're just doing this in their spare time.
Right. No doubt. Didn't they play Michigan close in 21 too, I think, right?
I don't think we played them in 21.
We played them in 2019.
Okay.
We played them in 2019.
2019, all right.
Yeah, we almost lost to them, actually, I remember.
Right.
I know back in the 40s, Michigan, Army, and Navy they always played each other for the national championship at least a couple times.
Yeah.
They have a tradition with Army and Navy, I'm pretty sure. They used to back in the old days playing versus them and stuff. It was like a rivalry tradition, respect, so.
Shout out New Life.
What?
Yeah.
Speaking of like the old time, I consider Navy and Michigan a rival, but this school especially, I want to see Notre Dame back on the schedule. It's too close proximity not to play every year. Notre Dame needs to get their nose out of their keister and stop being stuck up and come join the conference and be with us and everybody else. They're stuck up.
I agree with that. I agree with that, by the way. And if I'm Michigan, I don't accept anything like any home and homes or setting up that series again unless they're in the conference.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're too close of a region to be going to play in. They're playing Stanford. That's a rival of theirs. That's understandable. But I'm waiting for the day that UConn joins a conference because UMass is going to the MAC next year. And when UConn joins the conference, Notre Dame will be the only independent school left. And honestly, I hope the Big Ten offers them one more opportunity to join the conference. And if they deny membership one more time and they get left out in the dark, sorry, we've given you opportunity after opportunity to join our conference. You shut us down and told us no. Now you got to sit here and watch everybody else be successful, and you got to sit and watch what you did.
No doubt. We got a new person to the fourth person panel here. Cam, how you feeling?
What's going on, man?
You watching this game? Oregon is up 15-14 for those who didn't know, by the way.
Yeah, but I want to talk about what I saw earlier today with the Iowa
Washington, Iowa. Yeah.
are 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 our coaches that slow to see how to beat Washington?
Um, that's an excellent. So look, it was a road game for Michigan. Michigan's first road game, right, this season. Washington isn't an easy place to play at, just like Kinnick isn't an easy place to play at for Washington. But Iowa doesn't have the athletes that Michigan has, right? Kate McNamara is better probably than every quarterback on Michigan's roster, but I mean, he's no world beater, and they dominated Washington, just like I thought Michigan should have dominated Washington. At the end of the day, Michigan still should have won that game. Michigan should have won that game going away, just like Iowa did. And I do think it's a shortcoming of the coaching staff.
Wink Martindale.
And if you see, Iowa ran the ball.
Yes.
They ran the ball to set up the play action pass. And what we've been talking about on your channel the whole time.
Right. Running the ball to set up the pass, yes.
And then now the defense of Iowa, they blitzed about 3 times that whole game.
Man, don't listen. Wink Martindale, there was no reason for him to blitz in that game. Let's just say that they were getting pressure, maybe not getting all the sacks and stuff, but definitely getting pressure with 4. Josiah Stewart can beat just about anybody in college football. Mason Graham can beat anybody in college football. You can get pressure with 4. You don't have to blitz, and that's one of the things that Jesse Minter really did well is, mixing up pressure and just allowing that defensive line of Michigan to dominate. That way he didn't need to, bring extra. And when he did bring extra, it was always something behind it. He backed it up. That's the other thing. And Wink believes in the casino blitz, or the zero blitz, as a lot of people know it as.
Don Brown 2.0.
Yes, he is. At key moments.
He leads. My issue with him the most is he leaves our quarterbacks and our safeties on islands. Dude, why are you playing so back? You're giving them 5, 6, 7 yards of cushion. I'm watching Giles Jackson just jog to the line of scrimmage to catch one of the passes, and then he just turns upfield. Nobody's there. I'm like, what? And I'm like, what? Did these guys forget how to tackle? Do they not tackle in practice?
Open field tackling this season, I don't know if you guys been paying attention. It has been a struggle for Michigan.
Terrible.
Guys like what's my man? The slot corner right now, the nickel corner.
Zeke Berry.
Oh man, I can't think of his name. Zeke Berry. Open field tackling is not his strong suit right now. Makari Page, of all people, missing open field tackling. Even Barham missed a couple, so definitely need to get better at open field tackling. That was something that really the last 3 years Michigan was very good at. In this season, it just doesn't seem to be connecting like it did a season ago.
I don't know. I go back to this. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie The Program, the football movie from the 90s.
Yeah.
I go back to this because the coach tells Latimer, what are you trying to make a highlight reel? That guy left you hogging air. I want you to see it. Hit him right in the nose. I want to see snot bubbles out of his nose.
Right.
Like, stop trying to – they're trying to make highlight reels.
That's a fact.
They're trying to make highlight tackles. Don't need them.
Real quick, it's a couple good ones in the comment section real quick, but I want to address this one by John Walls. First, Iowa linebackers were solid. Capital solid. Absolutely. All caps solid. They were very good, but Iowa always has good linebacking play. I got to give them that too.
They do. Well,
Moore would be huge for this team. Agree with this. With that.
I would say Keon Sabb would be as well if he didn't leave and go to Bama.
Man, having Keon Sabb on this team right now would be massive. The thing is, and I believe this now. I think Keon Sabb's ceiling is higher than Makari Page's ceiling, right? I think at the end of the season last year, Keon Sabb might have been better, had already surpassed Makari Page at that point. But I still think that Michigan would have started Makari Page this year over Keon Sabb.
I don't know. I think you said it in your last live stream. They're too loyal sometimes.
Yeah, definitely are.
And I get it. I understand it. I do. But when you have somebody like a Keon Sabb waiting in the wings, you gotta tell the guy that's above him, hey man, you gotta go pro.
Yeah.
You gotta go pro. We got this kid waiting. He's been waiting long enough. It's his turn. We told him it is his turn. He's going. You gotta go pro. Or you want to coach? You can stay on the coaching staff and be a GA.
There we go. Yeah.
Like,
shout out to Mike Layton saying tackling dummies are making our D miss. That's crazy, but hilarious at the same time.
I don't know. I think it's the
fact.
But I truly believe, like, with tackling issues, I think it goes down to the high school level these days, my friends, because they don't tackle like they like. I mean, I played high school football. I played in Michigan. We tackled every day besides Thursday, which was walkthrough.
Yeah,
we tackled every day. Now you can only hit 2 days out of the week, and I think that's the issue now with everything. Kids are not used to being popped these days, and not used to being hit.
Definitely
not. And when somebody gets hit, like, really good, when you get a lay of wood on them, like I like to say, you see these kids get up slow, and they're like, oh, they're groggy because they're not used to getting popped like they used to, like back in the day.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Shout out to the New Life who said Michigan is number 5 against the run, 113th against the pass, 49th in total defense. Sabb leaving was very painful. Absolutely. John Wall said upperclassmen get way too much play. That's a fact. Here at Michigan, if you're an upperclassman, they're going to let you play football. And sometimes that's to the detriment of the team. I agree with that. Campbell and Martindale need to go. We're missing Sabb and more. That is also very true. If you guys remember, I think he just stepped out of bounds, but Ohio State is in Oregon territory right now, down 14-15, 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
I will say Michigan literally licked their upperclassmen's asses. I'm sorry, because the reason why I'm saying that is team captains, dude. Like, they only do the seniors. Like, JJ never became team captain, right? But he should have. He had such good leadership, JJ. I'm not gonna lie. You know, he's always positive, all this stuff. And it's like he can't get team captain because he's not a senior. It's like they really licked his uppercut, and they need to change that, honestly. I'm sorry.
Well, I think really being a long time Michigan fan, it boils down to the history of Michigan football. Like you said, they lick their own players' asses, their seniors' asses sometimes. Michigan's got to understand, a lot of these kids nowadays, they don't want to sit and wait. True freshmen don't want to sit and wait. They want to play now. And if they're not going to play here, they're going to go play somewhere. Touchdown Buckeyes.
Yeah. Abuka, touchdown pass from Will Howard.
Damn it.
Ohio State back up.
Good throw. It was a nice throw.
Yeah, it was. He was wide
right over his back shoulder, it looked like.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude, I'll give Ohio State credit for paying $20 million New York Yankees of college football, but they got their players, but they pay their talent just like the Yankees. But just like the Yankees, when they get in pressure situations, they choke.
Yeah. So, and by the way, they're still soft. They have proven they've not proven that they are not soft yet.
No.
So there is that. But I'm with you. They deserve some credit for at least going out here and trying everything they can, even if it means buying a championship or putting a down payment on it. They are trying what they can.
And if it blows up in their faces, and I hope it does, I do. I hope it blows up in their faces. And if Michigan somehow pulls it out, I mean, you guys think it was 1994, the year Tim Biakapatuko ran wild on them, and Michigan nobody thought Michigan had a prayer to win. Maybe that's what's going to happen the last game of the year. Nobody gives Michigan a chance. Ohio State's favored by 1 million, whatever, and Michigan comes in and just punches them in the mouth.
Yeah, no doubt. That would be poetic justice there. Mike Layton says those who stay will be champion, thus captain. I'm okay with that. So Mike has a opposing view to some of us in terms of the senior captainship on Michigan's team. We know a lot of those seniors end up becoming captains at Michigan, and Mike is okay with that.
I will say, though, Ohio State is like the Green Bay Packers. I'm a Packers fan, right? So, I grew up in Upper Peninsula, Michigan. I grew up in the UP, 1 hour away from Green Bay, so north.
Right.
Yeah. So, they're kind of like Ohio State because they're both so competitive. They both should have won way more championships in the 21st century, especially Ohio State. Their teams are stacked, and they only won like 2 natties when they should have won like way more. And it's like it's crazy. They always have quarterbacks. They're always consistent. But they just cannot, win, like, go past the semifinal or, like, it's they're so similar. It's actually crazy. The Packers and Ohio State.
And honestly, their national championship and get Miami in 01 Miami won that game fair and square. That flag shouldn't have been pulled out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember
they were wild.
Some bull.
Hey, don't tell Ohio State
like
that. They're gonna kill you. Don't tell them that. They'll go rage.
I am a Michigan fan through and through, but I also like Miami because I like the way Miami used to play in the late 80s and the early 90s and the early 2000s. I'm a big Sean Taylor guy. I love Sean Taylor. He was one of my favorite players.
So out here where I live now, I'm in the DMV area. Obviously, he played for the Commanders that used to be a different team. And he was, people out here definitely miss him. I think the road going into FedEx Field is like Sean Taylor Way now. I think he's got a statue out there now, so definitely a legend for sure.
You a Commanders fan?
I am not a Commanders fan, but I'm almost ashamed to tell you the team. I'm a Raiders fan,
that's all right.
Which is worse than being a Commanders fan this year for sure.
I respect. Right. I like Al Davis, so I like the Raiders.
Al Davis is a legend for sure.
And Charles Woodson played for the Raiders, so I can't hate him. I can't hate on him that much.
Right.
But as I said, I'm a Lions fan. I grew up in Michigan. I'm Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan.
Right.
I'm the state of Michigan through and through, but
Oakland Raiders.
Yeah,
Las Vegas now, but back when it was Oakland.
You should be a recruiter, Maize Madman, because we got a lot of guys from the DMV. You should be a Michigan recruiter for the DMV, low key.
So I actually I don't want to give too much away, but definitely going to a couple games, speaking to a couple Michigan talent. I mean, obviously this is not sanctioned by the university. I'm actually trying to get some guys on the channel too. But yeah, and that's one of the things that I didn't want to do is like step on people's toes. I know like the guys like EJ and these other people that go out. Like I'm just a dude that is a fan of the team that runs a channel, right? So I'm not like
right.
I'm not EJ Holland, right? But at the same time, I do have relationships with some of these guys just based off the channel. You'd be surprised how many of these players like watch YouTube and watch these channels. I reach out to a couple guys who were like, "Oh yeah, I just saw you talking about me on your channel, the other day." So it's pretty crazy that way.
Damn, you're a legend, man.
I'm not a legend, but
no,
I
you are,
appreciate
man. Yeah, when I saw your avatar that you liked Michigan and you love anime, I was like, okay, you know what? I have to watch this guy. Afro Samurai, man, my guy, dude.
For sure, man. I think that's one of one of the things I try to do that's like unique to the space, really, and I think I bring, right, like there's some music element in there, there's some hip hop element in there. I got the things on the wall, even the intro, right? That's an old like Lupe beat. I don't know how many people knew that, but yeah, we try to do things that are different from what everybody else is doing, but still keeping it all about Michigan, really.
Nice.
Somebody said the Cleveland Browns.
Jesus Christ.
The best, yo.
This must be a meme. They must be
right.
trolling. They have to be trolling.
Man,
Be trolling.
I like the Cleveland Browns, but man, come on, sell the team.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nevada Buck, no, that's real. We are Steelers, Raiders, definite rivals, especially back in the 70s when the Steelers were going to all the Super Bowls and the Raiders were just missing it because they couldn't beat the Steelers. But yeah. Brings back the urgency and aggression next week. They have to bring back the urgency and aggression next week. I'm pretty sure that's what is being drilled in this week. I talked to a couple people, and it seems like guys are more focused because they realize, by the way, another loss. Let's talk about this, guys. What do you think about this? Another loss. Guys like Will Johnson, Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, even Loveland. Those guys might start to mail it in. What are they playing for at that point, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I hope not. I hope I feel like, as you just said, I hope the aggression part comes out because Moore said the identity of this program now is smash. I don't see that. I don't see none of that. I don't see we're not smashing nobody. We're not hitting. We're not doing none of that. What are we doing here? This is not working.
Right. No, I agree. The identity is certainly not smashed to this point in the season. Whether or not it can get there or not, I don't know. Maybe that was his intent, but it certainly isn't coming out on the field that way. Oregon with another deep shot, another catch, another burn of Burks. Burks' NFL draft stock is plummeting by the catch in Oregon right now.
Thank God.
Yo, shout out to Oregon for exposing Denzel Burke. This guy is getting cooked.
Does Ohio
All-American my ass. First team All-American.
I promise he wants to be anywhere but here right now.
Does Ohio State still have to play Penn State?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Oh no, they do. They do.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna get cooked.
Man, I don't know. Penn State didn't impress me today either.
Ohio State's gonna win, dude. Ohio State's probably gonna win. Just saying.
I don't know.
And where's that game? Where's that game at? I think it's in Penn State this season.
It is. Happy Valley's one of the craziest environments. It's freaking.
Yeah, that's my point.
It's top 3 best environments in college. Death Valley.
It's the number 2. It's the number 2. The number 2 like loudest game, loudest stadium in the EA game right now.
Yeah. Off-topic question: how do you think a Bill Belichick would have done in college football? That's a great question. I think before NIL, Bill Belichick would be a champion.
Just look at Nick Saban. That's Bill Belichick right there.
Exactly. I agree. Before NIL, Bill Belichick would have been Nick Saban-ish, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Post NIL, I don't think he'd do well.
Speaking of Bill,
get some young guys some playing time back.
Speaking of Bill Belichick, guys, what do you think about this? I think the Jets are going to hire him this offseason.
You think who's going to hire him?
The Jets.
The Jets. Ooh, listen, I think it's a travesty. It's a crime that he's not coaching somewhere, right? I mean, he's got just his off of cachet alone. He should be a head coach somewhere if that's what he wants to do. So if he still wants to coach, somebody should hire him.
Yeah. Lions hire him as a DC. I'm just kidding. That would never happen. I wish.
By the way,
Sweet.
a lot of people are saying Penn State will choke that game away against the other state, and I tend to agree with them. They probably
Probably
more than
will.
likely
They probably will. I was just trying to get people riled up in the comments.
Yeah, no doubt. 22-21, Oregon is the score of the game right now. Denzel Burke, like I said, if he was a first round draft pick before this game, with 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the second quarter, he is a third round pick at this point. And it could get worse. It's getting real Shabba ranks out there for number 10.
And isn't he the dude they got from the portal?
Yeah,
No. Denzel Burke's been there a while. That's okay. Caleb Downs is the guy you're talking about, the safety.
My bad.
Denzel Burke has been there. He remember he came back to beat Michigan and to win the Natty, all of that. Yeah. Nah.
This is giving me Sean Wade vibes. I remember Sean Wade was supposed to be a first. He was an Ohio State cornerback, and then after that, his stock plummeted to like 5th, 6th round or something.
Right, yeah. That's exactly what's happening to Denzel Burke here. Yeah. And it's not even the same receiver. It's like different guys out here cooking him. He's like,
Jesus Christ.
Shish kebab, fillet of fish. They're putting rotisserie, toast, every way you can cook something. That's how he's getting cooked out here.
And
they got a big third down stop. Looks like Ohio State's going to have to punt. There's still 45 seconds left. They're not going to call a timeout, though. If I was Oregon, it doesn't look like Oregon has any timeouts. Ohio State might just let this run down.
Who gets the ball at
timeout? Wait a minute. I think Oregon gets the rock at half. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Maybe there was a timeout.
False start, Ohio State.
Will Ryan Day lead his team to another spastic dance at halftime for motivation? Another one of those Ryan Day.
They said the dance parties are canceled now.
Oregon gets the ball at halftime. Dom has confirmed.
Okay.
PSU will physically punish OSU this year and win the big. Heard it first. So here's the thing, man. And I agree that Penn State is playing more physical this year, but the thing is, they still have James Franklin as the head coach. And James Franklin is not a bad head coach by any stretch.
Win big games.
He cannot win big games, particularly against the other state in Michigan. So until that happens, I got to go with all the data.
And I don't know if there's any Penn State fans that watch your stuff, but if there's Penn State fans lurking around in the comments, I got something to say to you. The only reason you guys won the Big Ten in 2016 is because Ohio State lost to Purdue on a crazy night, and Michigan lost to Iowa. It's the only reason you guys ever won a Big Ten title.
Crazy.
Sit down and take your place.
Crazy. Yeah, that Iowa loss still stings a little bit too. What was that, like a 2-point loss, a field goal at the end?
One
field goal,
crazy like that. Yeah. That one sucked a little bit. That team was really good. 2016, by the way, he was short. Let's start there.
He was.
That team was real good. That team was very good.
They go. I truly believe that was the team. If Harbaugh could have won a national championship that year, I don't think he would have struggled against Ohio State as long as he did.
Yeah.
Because
I agree, because that shifts everything, right? Like recruiting, everything is different. Yeah. That's
my point, because I think if Michigan wins that game, which truthfully we all know they did in retrospect, but like, say Michigan wins that game and they go on and they win the Big Ten and they roll to win the national championship. Now you see the cracks coming in Urban Meyer. His program's starting to crack. What's going to happen? I truly believe what we're seeing at Ohio State now would have happened with Urban Meyer. But with Urban Meyer, it would have caught fire more, because we all know we'll give him the credit. He wins. But we all know wherever he goes, guess what follows? Controversy.
That's a fact.
All I got to say about that is Aaron Hernandez, and that's all I'm going to say.
That's fair. Ryan Day can't either. I'm guessing he's talking about win. His biggest wins are against PSU. Look, in the regular season, you are not wrong, Reginald Eberhardt. His biggest wins are certainly against Penn State. I mean, he did get the win against Michigan in 2019, but
Urban recruits.
there we go. So I'm not putting too much stock in that one, but his biggest regular season wins have come against Penn State. He lost to Oregon in the regular season in the shoe, by the way.
In
And
21,
of course, the
yeah.
last 3 years, Michigan has owned the other state. Shout out to Ripstar for the super chat. Who's gonna DoorDash me some Galaxy gas and wings? Unfortunately, my guy the Maniac is around right now. I'm sure he would do so.
So what? Not mean to cut you off, but
Yeah.
what isn't Ryan Day's record in the Big Ten like 65-5 or something, and like 5 of those losses are to Michigan, or 3 of those losses to Michigan?
Yeah, I think all of his losses. Who else has he lost to?
No, Missouri. He lost to Missouri in a bowl.
No, Big
Oh, you
Ten
mean his
only.
overall
Big
record.
Ten.
In the Big Ten, I think he has he's undefeated, right?
I think so. Besides Michigan,
Other than Michigan, yeah. I mean, he's got a pretty listen. His resume is very, very good.
there's no doubt. There's no denying that. But he can't beat Michigan. He's another John Cooper. Say what, like I said earlier. Say Michigan goes in and beats them. Just a miracle day. Everything goes right, and they beat them. And Ryan Day he'll get canned that day. Everybody knows it. He'll get fired, and he won't be unemployed for long. Somebody will pick him up.
Yeah, no, for sure. And by the way, he would deserve to be. So he would deserve another job.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, like,
He's a good coach. I'll say that.
He is a good coach.
Decent. He is. I'll take him over Sharon Moore any day. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn it, we cannot do that. By the way, I don't want Ryan Day.
No, I don't want. If anything, give me sweater vest.
No, I don't want him. I don't want him. I think he's better than Sharon Moore, but I would not want him. Like, I don't want Brian Kelly because he's a murderer. Brian Kelly has killed a student, so I would not want Brian Kelly. I don't know if you heard about it, but he's
Kelly
guilty. But like, some student fell off in the windy, like.
Oh yeah. When Brian Kelly, yeah, I know what he's talking about. I'll tell you. When Brian Kelly was at Notre Dame, so you know how they have like student like coaches for like film sessions for practice.
Yeah.
And he went up to like the big like stands they have up there where they film, and it was a windy day in South Bend, and the thing tipped over and the kid died because of it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And Brian Kelly literally said, like, he didn't, like, the news asked him what happened, and he didn't even seem like he didn't even care. He just literally just like was standing there talking to the media, like, yeah, we're sorry. Like, I'm like, how cold-hearted
he was just thinking about. Brian Kelly was just thinking about him and his family. Me and my family. He got. Shout out to
I'm really glad that he did not get the Michigan job, because I know he was a candidate.
There were rumors about him this offseason, right? And he would have left LSU to become the Michigan head coach. And I'm also happy he did not do such a thing. That would have been very strange to say.
Let me ask you this.
They did not lose to Purdue. I don't think. That was Urban Meyer.
No, that was Urban Meyer.
That was Urban. Yeah. I don't just to believe about this. I don't want this to happen, but say it doesn't work out with Moore. How do you guys feel about PJ Fleck coming to Michigan?
No way. I'm not.
I would like it.
PJ either. PJ Fleck did a great job at Central, right? Was he at Central?
WMU.
There we go.
Western.
Yeah, Western. And so I mean he was very good there, but I think his cachet has kind of taken a hit in his
That's
time
true.
at Minnesota,
That's true.
right? Like,
That's true.
especially with recruits and stuff like that. If it was fresh off of that, if that had lined up with this, with Jim leaving, then I would have been for it too. But now I think that ship has sailed.
I don't think we would have. I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think really the only thing that's going to happen this offseason, we're going to be looking for a new DC and a new OC. I think that's all it's going to be this in the offseason, and obviously looking for a quarterback. Charles
By the way,
Woodson, no, he won't come and coach. He's making too much money on TV.
and he's got a lot of things going on. But
Yeah.
if Charles Woodson wanted to come to Michigan and coach anything, they have to let him do it.
Well,
It's
yeah.
halftime, by the way, of that Ohio State Oregon game. Oregon is up 22-21. They get the ball at halftime. What are your thoughts so far? What do you guys think of this game so far?
Go Ducks. Quack attack.
Pretty much, right? Quack,
I don't
I'm
care
the
what-
biggest Oregon fan in the world today.
Hey, I like Oregon. They got enough jerseys to insane how many jerseys they have.
Right. It looks like that Ole Miss LSU game has got a little tighter. I think it's 17-13 now. Ole Miss. LSU looks to have just scored a touchdown. Tennessee is not good. I don't know. They're losing to Florida in Gainesville.
Ooh.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry, in Knoxville, right? They're at
Yeah,
home.
Knoxville. Yeah, Knoxville. No, Gainesville. Gainesville, Florida. Sorry.
Okay, all right. So they're not at home. It's 10-0 Florida either way. Third quarter,
Yeah.
third quarter. 6 minutes left. No, they are at home. It's Tennessee is at home. This is in
Okay. I don't know. I don't like the SEC.
Yeah, I'm not an SEC guy.
Yeah,
Screw
no.
them. Big Ten is manly.
Nobody
football,
does.
man. Big Ten is manly football. It's true men play Big Ten.
Yeah,
football.
absolutely.
Yeah, man. Screw SEC. Screw ACC. Screw.
There we go.
Basically
Playing the
everything.
elements.
If you're not Big Ten, man, I don't give a crap. That's how I roll. I'm a Midwest guy. Midwest guy till I die.
Woodson said as broadcaster, why would he deal with coaching BS? That's fair.
That's my
That's a good point. But I'm just saying, if he had the itch, if he felt the urge.
I mean, yeah, if he came calling saying, "Hey, I want to coach the safeties," all right, bro, you're fired. Okay, here you go, Charles. Here's your office.
Exactly. Yeah. There isn't a coach on the staff right now. Maybe Esposito, who's coaching the best position group right now this season. That wouldn't get fired. By the way, we'd fire Esposito too. If Charles said I wanted to coach the defensive line, Charles Woodson's coaching the defensive line. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, as I said, I truly believe there's going to be an overhaul because I want to start with the offense. Like, it can't be this bad. It's got to be the play calling because we still got some talent on the offensive side of the ball. Kirk Campbell, come on, man. Open it up.
I'll take Tom Brady's offensive coordinator, man. He'd get hired right away, Tom Brady. QB coach. Take him as a QB coach.
I don't know. Tom Brady as a QB coach, I would kind of be intimidated because, like, if you're not even nowhere at his level, he's going to look at you. Yeah, you don't got a shot here. Enter the portal.
Yeah, he'd probably say that on us. Probably. He's too, honest.
Ripstar, you are a slickster. Shout out to Ripstar again for the super chat. He says, "Who's your top head coach candidate for U of N next season?" I'm sticking with Sharon Moore. Sharon Moore is the coach next season.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah. Yep. Don't try to draw the seed. Sow the seeds of dissension here already. There's still a lot of football to be played this season.
Yeah.
If Michigan, by some miracle, goes undefeated the rest of the way, they are in the college football playoff. They're in the Big Ten championship more than likely. and everything is still in front of Michigan, even with the 2 losses right now. So we'll see what happens.
They just gotta shore up the defense. Honestly, just shore up the secondary. Just get the secondary on point. Communicate with each other, and we'll be good. I truly believe that. I think that's. I mean, and the QB play, but I think with Tuttle, we're not getting so many reps in this bye week, and him getting game week next week. I think we'll be okay offensively against Illinois. I truly believe that.
Yeah. I think the Illinois game will tell us all we need to know, honestly, for the rest of the season. Michigan comes out, even if they win and it's not impressive, we'll know something, right? Like, maybe it's not going to be great. But I think if Michigan comes out and plays the way that we're expecting them to play against Illinois, everything is still in front.
They gave up 49 points to Purdue, who was 1-3, not 1-4 with the loss. There's no reason why we can't drop 49 or more on Illinois next Saturday.
That's a fact. Yeah,
I
do want to see the offense open up. I want to see some points scored.
Yes, and the thing is, the wide receivers need to stop. It seems like they stop in the middle of their routes.
Yeah, no, I don't know what the wide receivers are doing. Ron Bellamy, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. Here's the thing. I have a good relationship with Andrew Marsh, who I've interviewed on the channel here. I don't know if you guys have seen that interview, but he's a top 100 recruit, the top rated wide receiver that Michigan is bringing in next season. And he and Ron Bellamy have a great relationship. So I'm not going to blast Ron Bellamy just off the strength of that. But Ron Bellamy has been less than stellar, all right, in terms of his development at that position and his recruiting at that position outside of Andrew Marsh. We definitely need to see better from that position.
I would like the dude from I know it would never happen, but I would like the dude from Ohio State, the wide receiver coach and the OC.
Well, wouldn't everybody like to
that dude is a gem. That dude is a gem just waiting.
You can't say more. Who are your coaching candidate next year? Ripstar again, trying to sow the seeds of dissension here. If you can't have more, we got to call Jim back. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, by 2028. That's the only time we can get him.
Yeah.
NCAA did
right.
So 2028, man. Get ready.
Get ready. He's coming home.
Tennessee just scored. Shout out to Tennessee finally getting on the board. Did you see James Franklin do something a little classy today? I don't know if you guys saw this, but one of his players was going to plant the flag, the Penn State flag, on the USC 50-yard line. He went out and took it from his hands before he could do so. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think you let the guys have fun, let them celebrate that by planting the flag, or did the coach do a good thing here?
I don't know, because we can't really say, because as Michigan fans, we did it at Ohio State. But I feel like that's different. That's different. I agree. I think in this situation, I think James Franklin did the right thing there.
Right.
Because there's no bad blood between Penn State and USC, as far as I know. As I know, maybe there is some bad blood. I don't know, because I'm not a USC fan and I'm not a Penn State fan, so I don't know. I'm just saying. But I think James Franklin did the right thing there, because you don't want to cause no problems. You don't want a fight to break out because of it.
Right.
I mean, you don't want a tunnel incident like Michigan State caused. But.
Right. Anthony Davis says it's the offense, fellas. And as for Ohio's wide receiver coach, the system makes him look better than he may be. And even if that is the case, right? Even if the system does make him look good, he still goes
better
out
than our offensive coordinator
at the top of that position group every year.
Yes,
he's getting the best guys in there, along with having an offense that helps him look good.
I mean,
maybe that's why the top guys are going there. By the way.
Yeah, and like as I'm gonna say, like I don't care. Like he said, like maybe it's just the offense that makes him look good. I don't care. He's got his best wide receiver was top 5 in the draft last year, and he's dominating as a rookie in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
Marvin Harrison Jr. Like I mean that dude. And I was when he was on Ohio State. I was like, man, that dude, he just looks like his dad. He's just a little bit faster than his dad was. Just
bigger,
a little bit.
Right. He's like a bigger version of his father.
Way bigger.
Yeah, for sure. Well, a lot bigger, yeah. So, okay, Ripstar, thank you again for the super chat. He says, Brett and Burke, who are the top 3 head coaches for UM next year?
I don't even know who's out there.
I'll get
There
Matt
you go.
Campbell. Matt Campbell, one.
No.
No, you're not. Okay, fine. I'll put him 3, maybe. All right. I'll put Jed Fish. I kind of like Jed Fish too, and I'll put Chris Kleiman from Kansas State. He was my number 1, right? This guy's a winner, Chris Kleiman. Or Colin Kleiman. No, it's Chris Kleiman. Or Colin. I may be wrong, but Kansas State's head coach, man. He's a true winner. He won an FCS. 4 times with North Dakota State. He beat TCU. He's upsetted so many top 25 teams. He is doing good with Avery Johnson this year. I want him as my number 1 head coach. I don't care. Give him money. Give him a 7-year, $1 million contract a year. Get him here. That's all I care about.
Okay. If Jesse Minter is still not a head coach next year, do you think that's worth kicking the tires on?
I would say so. Maybe even Jay Harbaugh. He's a special teams coordinator with Seattle.
Seattle, right?
So, like, this is my thing. So Jim can't be a part of the NCAA for 4 years, right? Because of the suspension he got, whatever.
Right.
You bring Jay Harbaugh back in Michigan, they can't stop Jim from coming to Jay's house and helping him.
Right.
So that would be my number 1 candidate, Jay Harbaugh, or like you said, Jesse Mentor I agree with that, would be 2. And then I don't know, number 3, maybe the dude from Charlotte. Because he was on Jim Harbaugh's staff before.
Oh, the guy who used to coach in Baltimore, the high school in Baltimore.
Yes.
What is his name?
I can't remember, but he seemed he's got that Bill Belichick in him. He wears sleeveless sweaters. I like it.
Right. No doubt. Man, and he took you're talking. What is his name? Biff Poggi.
Yeah, he's on. I think. What was it? Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Think he's the head coach.
Charlotte. Yeah. By the way, he's got a great name. By the way, Biff. It sounds like a head coach's name.
The dude from Back to the Future, man.
Right.
Biff Cannon.
Right, Biff Cannon. Right. Shout out to everybody named Biff.
No, and I'm like, those, honestly, those are the top 3 wish lists because I truly believe nothing's going to happen like that this year. They'll give him 1 more year, and if he's struggling like he is now, then they might pull the plug and look for another guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree on that. Yeah, I perfectly agree.
That's more than likely what's going to happen.
I think. Yeah.
If he does not, he'll give him a year to settle in. This is his year to get adjusted and get knowing how to be a head coach. And then next year will be the judge to see if he can handle it. And if he struggles, like I said, he is this year, then they'll pull the plug and they'll go look for somebody next off season.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that. And by the way, next off season, who knows what's happening
Yeah.
who's available next offseason, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I
will
do
say-
think somebody
yeah,
said
go ahead.
earlier that he needs to shuffle the position coaches and coordinators. I agree with that. This offseason, if it doesn't get better, if we don't improve markedly for the rest of the season, because this is just the first half of the season, right? There's a whole nother half of the season. And by the way, if he does the impossible and sweeps this second half of the season, then we might be saying something different about these other coaches because they would have had to get something right? But if it goes the way that it looks like it's going, the coaching staff needs to be shuffled for sure.
Why did he give up? Excuse me. Ooh, pardon me. Why did he give up the offensive play call duties? I thought he did pretty well the last 3-5 years he was doing it. I thought he was pretty decent at the OC position.
Well, he wasn't. Last year was really the first year, maybe 22, the first year he was doing it exclusively. Actually, 22 he wasn't doing it exclusively. We still had the internet sniper. What's his name?
The
guy that was doing computer crimes basically was
Matt Weiss. It's Matt Weiss.
Matt Weiss, thank you. Matt Weiss was the primary play caller, and I think
Hunter Biden 2.0.
Exactly. Matt Weiss was the primary play caller in 22, and Jerome Moore was like the run game coordinator and play caller, I believe. And then last year is when he took it over completely, and I thought he did a decent job. Like you said, I thought he did a good job, and he probably should take that. And I hope that conversation is being had this bye week, right? About him taking over the play calling. Like, Kurt Campbell, you can be the OC, you can design plays, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, we come together, we come up with a game plan, and I will take care of the play calling because I think that needs to happen.
Yeah, it's nothing against Kurt Campbell, but I think it was you that said it, or your buddy that does the stream with you. Forgot his name. Yeah. But he's been fired the last 3 jobs he's been at.
Right, and he's looking. That was me, and he looks like the guy who's been fired from the last few jobs he's had. Yeah, right now he's calling plays like that.
And it's like he's
Wink Martindale, right? We're talking about Wink Martindale.
I'm talking about Kurt Campbell.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was talking about Wink Martindale when I said that. But
but I agree with that too.
Yeah.
But I don't know with like Kurt Campbell, like it seems like he's scared to make a mistake with a play call.
Here's the thing. I think Kurt Campbell, and I do believe Kurt Campbell brings some value to Michigan, right?
He does. I agree.
He's a guy that had us in position even to have Bryce Underwood, think about joining Michigan. He really does a good job relationship building. Jaden Davis's family spoke out about how much of an upgrade he was over Matt Weiss, by the way, in terms of building the relationship with them. So I think he's great at that part, right? The recruiting part of quarterbacks and things like that, he's really good at. The play calling, though, this is his first time in this position, and it's at Michigan. Like, the spotlight is on him. He can't get away from that. And maybe that's something he has to ease into and work his way into. But outside of that, like I said, I think he adds value to the university. But Jerome Moore should be the play caller.
Let me say this: are the lights too bright for him? You think?
Yeah, I mean, it could be that, but I also think personally, I think he's auditioning for other quarterbacks right now, right? Like,
I agree.
He wants a guy that can pass the ball so that he can show these quarterbacks and receivers out there, hey, Michigan is willing to play ball in terms of the passing game.
I agree with that. Like, I'll give
a weird position.
I'll give Kurt Campbell the benefit of the doubt for being his first year of the play calling. Okay, man, like, it's your first time doing it, but dial something up, man. Let it rip. Let it eat. Like, come on. Like, let's stop running the ball Let's stop running the ball on 2nd and 4. Let's throw the ball down the field. Man, I got excited for that 22-yard pass against Washington. I was like, holy crap. I was like, we can throw past 10 yards?
Right. Not only that, but who that pass was completed to. That guy right there who's supposed to be this athletic freak. He's probably the best athlete on the team in terms of Amorian Walker. Finally getting in and making a play. That's the sort of thing they need to start doing. And by the way, he's the best deep threat for Michigan. He's the biggest receiver Michigan has, really, I believe, outside of a tight end. So if you want him, if Kurt Campbell wants to, audition and have these guys think about coming to Michigan, these skill positions, then throwing the ball to a guy like that helps the case.
What happened to the offense from like last year? That was, we used to run like not screens, but like the sweeps, like we used to run last year. Like we used to run those a lot. I mean, yeah, we ran them this year, but like 2 or 3 all year. That used to be in our offensive playbook. It's like,
Right.
let's get our wide receivers out in space and give them the ball and let them go to work. And now, if say you give Shamaj Morgan running on the left and he busted out for like maybe like a 10, 15-yard run, now the defense is spread out. Now you can run it up middle and get even more yards.
Yeah, I agree. But I also think they have to last year, teams knew they were going to get bludgeoned with the run game, right? Teams knew that they were putting extra people in the box. This year, you're going to get the run game. Whether or not you're going to get bludgeoned is another thing, but you're going to get the run game because they have to do it. And last year, we had the luxury of having J.J. McCarthy, who was quite frankly and literally the best third down quarterback in the country.
He was a musician. He was a magic man.
Right, yeah. Especially on 3rd and long. I think on 3rd and long, he was far and away the best quarterback on 3rd down. So, Michigan doesn't have that at their disposal this year. None of these quarterbacks are that. And, it's a difference between they're going to bludgeon us with the run game and they have to run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the difference. By the way, some people were saying some pretty interesting things here. I want to get back to this. How about bring back a Michigan legend? This is one. Nevada Buck, shout out to you for this. One of the reasons there was some talk about Brian Griese being the quarterback coach last season before Kurt Campbell was hired ultimately, but apparently Brian Griese and Jim Harbaugh have an issue with each other, and so that didn't happen. But now there's no reason that can't happen, right?
Yeah.
And they should certainly be looking into that, because again, Brian Griese has connections to the team.
What about Chad Henne?
I'm pretty sure he's coaching quarterbacks now anyway, but yeah, Chad Henne would be an even better option, maybe. Let me say that. But Brian Griese did win a national championship, but Chad Henne, by all the metrics, was a better quarterback.
No, there's no doubt. Brian Griese, I wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind that at all.
Chad retired after last season. They won the Super Bowl last year. Chad retired.
He's coaching high school ball somewhere.
Yeah.
I will say I want all you guys to do your research on Chris Kleiman on Kansas State, because this guy, I really like him. He's a true winner. And he won the Big 12 championship in 2022, upset at TCU, beats a lot of like top 25 ranked teams, won 4 championships with North Dakota State, and I really like him, and I feel like if he makes his team go to the playoffs, his Kansas State, this is a coach that is gonna be like everyone's gonna maybe want him. So hopefully,
I do
like him.
He's a Midwest guy too. He's a Midwest guy his whole career life coaching. So I do like him a lot.
No doubt. Before you go, Brett, I want to say this. Shout out to Mike Lighton, who says, "Go Blue, best damn show on the tubes." Good night, Godspeed, you Super Saiyan mother lover. Shout out to Mike for that. Go Blue. Brett, I'm sorry if you were saying something.
No, I'm not going nowhere. I was just saying, like, he was talking about that coach from Kansas State.
Yeah.
It's funny enough, I did a report on him in high school.
Okay.
I did because we had a sports class kind of in my high school. Like we did sports report stuff, and it was kind of cool because we used to do. My teacher would be like, okay, or here's the project, blah, blah, blah. And everybody would be like, okay, Brett, I want to be in your group. Why? Because you're the human sports encyclopedia. Tell me what I need to know.
That's true. Wow. Yeah, and so when you did the report on Chris Kleiman, where was he at then?
North Dakota State.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, he dominated. What is it in the Missouri Valley Conference they're in?
Yeah, they're in that conference, and he won 4 championships with them.
Yeah.
I think he had a Easton Stick, I think, as his QB, not Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was the guy before that. Then
It was
he
Ian
came
Stick.
He came in and he dominated. North Dakota State is freaking domination in FCS. So
It was Ian Stick.
yeah,
Carson
that's his
Wentz.
name. Yeah.
See, I told you I did a report. I know, man. Like that, I love North Dakota State because honestly, that was my favorite FCS school at the time. Like they were
said it
They
was
were always
27.
on TV. 27.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm not. Trust me, I'm not 40. I just know a lot about sports. Been around it my whole life, so it's easy.
Hey man, I'm a Delaware guy because they have the Maize helmet for FCS. They have the Maize,
Delaware, yeah.
The blue
yeah.
helmet.
The wing helmet. My bad.
The
wing
Blue
helmet.
Hens.
Right.
Yeah, wing helmet, man. They need a verse one day, Michigan, Delaware. We need to have that happen.
Didn't they play? Didn't that happen once?
No, I
I
never
thought,
did.
yeah,
I
they
never
did in 07.
Yeah.
It did, really.
Yeah. Wasn't Flacco like
I think Joe Flacco was the quarterback. Yeah.
Really? I did not know that. Holy crap.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that happened once.
Michigan and I need to go check that.
Nevada
actually.
Buck, 46, 3-time divorce. Yikes. Shout out to Nevada. I hope your next relationship is less expensive. He caught that. Oh, man. If that corner was any good, that's an interception. The other state just completed a big pass down the field to Jeremiah Smith, who is, by the way, a complete man at what is he, 18, 19 years old? This kid is an absolute man. I think that's his first big play of the game, though.
Talk about I like the dude from Alabama, that 17-year-old wide receiver. He's a stud.
Yeah, I like him too. And he's young. He's 17. He's not even 18.
Yeah.
Absolute beast. But he is not built the way that Jeremiah Smith is built.
No,
I like Ryan Williams a lot.
That's a man. Yeah. That dude's built like a Mack truck. I'm like, you want me to guard him?
Open receiver in the middle of the field for the other state. They're down to the 10-yard line of Oregon, so they're moving the ball right now.
Oregon's just going to have to play. They're just going to have to try to bleed the clock somehow and score.
Yeah, they're going to have to score pretty much on all their possessions. They already had the punt on, they got the ball first and had to give it up, but I don't know how long they're going to be able to hold these guys, but they've done a pretty decent job to this point.
I mean, Will Howard's going to y'all got to really do with Will Howard. Just got to pressure him and he'll make a mistake.
Right.
I mean, he was the
Will
reason
Howard to give you a gift here.
The reason he left Kansas State was that dude. Bench.
Yes, he is. Right.
I don't know. Like
Will Howard was the quarterback at Kansas State, right? If I'm
yeah, he was getting
not
benched.
going to be the starter. Right. Yeah.
That's why he transferred.
He transferred because Avery Johnson.
Right. Kansas State is playing Colorado tonight. Is that game already on?
No, it's 9:30. 9:30 Central.
Okay.
So I'm Central time, so I think it'd be 10:30 for you because you're DMV. So yeah.
Yeah. We're on Eastern time here.
Yeah, I'm Midwest.
Touchdown, Jeremiah Smith.
He's built different, man.
Yeah, he's built like a Mack truck. This guy here. 6-yard touchdown pass. Will Howard. I'm sorry, to Jeremiah Smith. Just too much time. Will Smith, created something with his legs too. Kept his eyes down the field. Touchdown. That's easy. This is what also, Michigan, there's no like ad lib anything in Michigan right now. Hopefully Jack Tuttle can save that or bring some of that out for Michigan. Shout out to my guy DK who just entered the building. Unfortunately, at the same time, the other state is scoring a touchdown. Yeah, those guys.
I hope Oregon can win, but I just have a sneaky feeling that Ohio State's going to pull something like they always do.
Yeah, it'll be a tough call here or there that kind of, tips things in their favor. That's how it usually happens. By the way, Tennessee has come back and tied that game with Florida's 10-10 for anybody who cares about the SEC. LSU 13-17 trailing Ole Miss, but they do have the ball in the Ole Miss 24-yard line. Iowa State is beating West Virginia. No shocker there.
No.
Yeah, that's the current scores right now.
What happened to West Virginia?
Man, that used to be a good program. When Rich Rod was there, especially, they were really good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It seems like that one loss they had like to Pitt that cost them the national championship that year, and they never recovered from it.
Yeah. That is fair. I was at the theaters with the kiddos. Shout out to that, DK. Family first. You know how we do it here. Always family first. They ran out of meth. What?
Who? What the heck?
Left. I don't know who he's talking about. DK said they were always mid. Nah, man, they had a good run. I'm gonna say early 2000s. They were a decent team.
Yeah, they were. They played in the Big East. In all fairness.
Yeah. They had a guy at wide receiver before Tavon Austin. What was his name? White, I think was his last name. You remember?
Yeah. No, Denzel. No, I don't know. I don't remember.
Shout out to that. Yeah. In fact, I believe he Man, I forget what team drafted him. He ended up not being very good in the league in the NFL, but he was a pretty good wide receiver.
No, Tavon Austin was the GOAT. I don't care what nobody says. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of college football wide receivers.
Evan White, and I guess it was after. Maybe it was after Tavon Austin.
Yeah. Tavon Austin.
But
Tavon Austin was something special. Was something else.
Hey, Maize Madman, did you ever interview Nicholas Harbor? Because he's from the DMV when he was a Michigan recruit. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, he was from DC, and I did not. In fact, I think that was the first year I started the channel.
Oh, nice.
That his recruiting class. So I did not get a chance to interview him. But I was, my early content, a lot of it centered around Nicholas Harbor. I really wanted Michigan to get him. Pat White was the quarterback. He was real good too. I remember that. Yeah. But yeah, I really wanted Michigan to get him. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Yeah, his recruitment I followed way too much, and I literally was so. And this is what
I was really invested in that one.
Andrew Balaboa's recruitment is going so similar to Nicholas Harbor's. Like people are predicting, like like Nicholas Harbor. There were so many predictions that he would go to Michigan, but then he went to South Carolina, and now like it's giving some vibes with Andrew Balaboa's.
Yeah, and it's very similar because I don't know if you remember, but not Andrew Babalola, but Nicholas Harbor's parents, he had like his parents were from
Nigeria.
From Africa, I forget. Nigerian. Thank you. I don't want to just
Nigerian.
blanket statement Africa. They were from Nigeria, and his father was like a doctor, and his mother was like a NASA scientist. So there was all this talk about like how he valued the education, which I don't think he did not, right? But it was also talk about how NIL wouldn't play a big factor. But then at the end, if you remember, that started to, and then South Carolina really came and dropped the bag. Oregon got in there late and was, trying to drop a bag. And I think that's a similar thing is happening with Andrew Babalola. If you remember early on, it was all about the education. That's why Stanford was out in front. And then now they're talking about Auburn and the money. So who knows what's going on there. But it is very similar to that Nicholas Harbor.
It's scary, actually. It's scary how similar it is, And not only that, but Oregon actually gave a bigger bag than South Carolina, but he committed to South Carolina, So it was crazy. But unfortunately, they're not using him well in South Carolina. They're not using him well. So I feel like if he was out in Michigan, they probably would have not used him well. Maybe I don't know. Right now, Michigan, they would have wasted Nicholas Harper's talent. Holy crap!
Yeah. So here's the thing, Nicholas Harbor. I don't know if they would have wasted his talent. A part of this is Nicholas Harbor's fault too, because Harbaugh and those guys wanted him for defensive end, which is where he was a 5-star at, where he was a much better player. But Nicholas Harbor, and you might remember this, was a track star too, who had Olympic ambitions and didn't want to bulk up and wanted to play tight end or receiver, and that's what South Carolina promised him, and they're doing that too. So that was part of the reason he didn't end up at Michigan too.
You're so
I want to be fair to that.
Forgot about that. You're so right about that. Yeah, he would have been. He could have been a really good defensive end. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he would have been a beast. He would have been unstoppable at defensive end. I don't know if you follow. So there's another kid, another 5-star from DC, Dylan Stewart, who is also at South Carolina, and he's playing defensive end, and he's a beast.
Really?
And he's just from last year's class. Yeah, he's a true freshman this year. He's already got like 4.5 sacks. He's pretty good.
So what is that like New Jersey? Because I know New Jersey's like a hot pot, like the pipeline for Michigan.
Yeah, New Jersey is a good pipeline for Michigan. But DMV is like DC, Maryland, Virginia. So that's, by the way, the linebacker Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng that Michigan is trying to get from IMG Academy. He's originally from Manassas, Virginia, which is right in that area. That's got to be a flag. All right, yeah. Finally, Igbinosin called finally for PI on Oregon. By the way, Ohio State is up 28-22 for anybody who was wondering. Nick Harbor catch versus Bama today was insane. 6'5", 250 pounds. Yeah, and he's probably the fastest guy on the field too. It's crazy the athlete that he is.
Oh, I've seen that. That was
for a little while, but once an IL kicked in, yeah.
I seen that. Yeah, that was him. Oh, how we lose him, bro? What? Oh.
Yeah, and as good as he is playing offense, he was even better on defense. Like, he was a game wrecker on defense. He's just bigger, faster, stronger than everybody.
Man, I'm sick of losing guys like that. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm sick of losing two guys that they got smacked.
Yeah. I think it's starting to fall apart for Rutgers this season. They started the season off so good.
They're starting to play real teams now.
Yeah.
Like,
I definitely thought they would have beaten. They lost last week to Nebraska. That's not a horrible loss, but I thought they were better than Nebraska. This week, losing to Wisconsin, I think it's the wheels starting to fall off.
I don't know, like, with...
That's true. This is also true, CJ Mike. Good research here. Evan Link did dominate against Harbor when they played against each other in high school.
You're actually right. I saw that. I remember. He did.
Hold on. Did they pick up that flag? What happened?
Probably.
4th and inches. Oregon's going for it. The ball right at the 50-yard line. or right, on Oregon side of the 50, the 48.5 yard line. They need to get to the 49. My Lyft driver today was a Leprechaun fan. He was talking about that NIU game. Man, you know what? Since that NIU game, I got to give Notre Dame credit. They've played a lot better. Very great play by Oregon. Wide open pass to the tight end, it looks like, who was guarded by guess who? You guys get one guess.
Burke. Jesus Christ.
Let me guess.
This guy is having a nightmare of a football game. Oh, man, I can't wait to laugh in the face of Buckeye fans. Look, the commentators are trying to help him out. They're like, Denzel Burke is a good football player.
They always do this to get there, so they
I
don't.
promise he can play.
Yeah.
I gotta hop on X.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I don't want to cut you off. Go for it.
No. I'm hopping on. I was just saying I'm hopping on X to troll Ohio State fans.
Oh, okay. No, like, my thing is with Ohio State. Like, now I remember what I was gonna say. Did you guys see the podcast with Connor Stallions and with Will Compton and Taylor?
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it too. Yeah.
I really, like he said, like he helped Ohio State with the signs. So how are they not being investigated for the same thing that we did that truthfully is not illegal? And really, Ohio State did more of they did the Nixon way. They went Spygate and they stole people's like information on their computers.
Yes. So there was a what is that company? You remember the name of the company that
I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there's a company that is linked to Ohio State, linked to Ryan Day more specifically, that is accused apparently of hacking Michigan coaches' computers or something of the other, maybe assistants, whatever. And that company and if Dom was still here, I don't know if he's still here. Catapult, thank you. Catapult is the name of the company. They're a private investigative company, by the way, that has links to Ryan Day and Ohio State. But yeah, I mean, I think it's and by the way, they're the ones that kind of got this ball rolling on Michigan.
Oh, you guys know who owns that company, right?
Yeah, it's a guy who went to college with. Oh no, that's his brother, right? Is it Ryan Day's brother that owns that one?
His brother.
Yeah, so it's very interesting.
My thing is though, so all this information comes out about Ohio State stealing people's information on their laptops, computers, whatever, blah blah blah. So how is now I forgot my train of thought, but
they just missed a touchdown opportunity there. 22-28. Looks like they might have to go for the 3. Fourth and goal.
Shit.
No, like my thing is how did there we go. Now I remember what I was gonna say. So how did Ohio State already know about our stuff before the media knew, and who gave our stuff to the media? That's what we need to know. But honestly, we all know who started this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
no good on fourth down, and turnover on downs for Oregon. At like inside the 5-yard line here.
Oh, that's not too bad. They're pinned back then, so
yeah. Oh, and that could have been a pass interference to it. This guy was getting driven, but whatever. It's Ohio State. They're going for it.
How's DJ's brother doing? Mateo Ogilele. He's a defensive end on Oregon. I'm not watching the game, but has he like gotten sacks or anything? Because I heard DJ's.
Oh, you know what?
brother
I've been heard his name a lot in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. I heard his name a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah, he's better than DJU, so that's for sure.
Yeah.
DJU.
That doesn't take much, right?
I was wishing Ohio State would have got him. That's what I was hoping that would have transferred there.
Yeah, he's got a tackle for loss, 2 tackles and a tackle for loss right now.
Damn.
That's hilarious.
I hope Oregon pulls it out. I do.
We're all praying, man. We're all praying. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, this game is they're still in this, by the way. Like you said, they got the other state pinned back.
It's basically just a punt.
Right.
But Oregon's defense
crazy.
is pretty good.
Oregon's defense is a lot better than they were last year. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I do like their head coach.
You like Dan
I
Lanning?
I'll
I
take
do.
Dan Lanning any day.
I've been
Michigan.
calling Dan Lanning the last couple of years, and if he loses this game, it's really going to amp it up for me. But Dan Lanning is diet James Franklin, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's got teams that are good enough to win the big games that he's in, and he doesn't. And this is another big game that he's got at home against the other state. He has to win this game. And if he doesn't, it just feeds into the narrative of him being diet James Franklin.
Yeah.
Two opportunities last year to beat Washington. One of them, the first one, certainly his fault because all he has to do is kick a couple field goals, but instead he went for it on 4th down, just like he went for it on 4th down here. And we saw what happened there, and then he lost both of those games against Washington. He just has to beat Washington one time last year, and maybe that's his team playing for the national championship.
Sorry about that. I was closing my garage. Oh, yeah, that's true. I see the similarities.
Tennessee is taking the lead against Florida now. 17 unanswered points for Tennessee. 17-10.
You could really call Dan Lanning diet Ryan Day too, honestly.
I'll take one diet James Franklin, please. Shout out to Don. Thank you for the super chat. The best team doesn't always win a shootout. That's fair. This is a fair point, the new life. However, 2 opportunities last year to beat the same team. You know how hard it is to beat the same team twice? Especially a team that you were nip-tuck with. And they lost both of those to Washington. All he has to do is win one.
Yeah, exactly. Just win one.
Have you been keeping up with Brady Hart? That dude has made the top 5 quarterback in the class. He put up video game numbers. So look, by the way, the other state gets out of trouble. They complete a long pass to Ibuka. Got the ball around the 20-yard line now. Okay, CJ Mike, yes. Brady Hart, who, by the way, has the greatest football name for a University of Michigan quarterback ever, is absolutely a dog. I don't know if you guys, Brett or Burke, have seen the numbers he's been putting up. I think like the first week he threw for like 500 yards. It's something crazy. This kid is absolutely as good as advertised, and I really can't wait for him to be a Wolverine. Now, there is talk about him declaring early. And by that, I mean foregoing his senior season, kind of like Quinn Ewers did, to come to Michigan in this class, this upcoming class, which will really throw some things in flux for Michigan because, we have Carter Smith in this class already. Jaden Davis, of course, is the quarterback seemingly in waiting, although I have serious questions about Jaden Davis now, especially with Michigan's current quarterback situation and him not even taking a single snap this season. So if that happens and Brady Hart does reclassify, things could really become that could put things in flux for Michigan.
No, I agree, because here's the thing, right? If he reclassifies, that'd be great, because here's the thing. If he reclassifies and goes to Michigan, then, won't have to worry about, Miami or some school trying to take him. But here's the thing is, if he gets a 5-star status, because right now I think he's top 100 recruit, but he's a high 4-star. My worry is if he's like a top 10 recruit, that's when the schools start to throw money at him, give him an offense that he might like. And so he needs to reclassify to give me hope that he won't go to
that
another school.
Yeah. Real quick. Fumbled snap. Oregon's gonna get it back. They didn't recover the fumble, but it's just the other state's gotta punt the ball now.
Good job, Will.
Right. Burks, to that point, I agree. On one hand, if he reclassifies, it gives Michigan, he's certainly, you know what I mean, that confidence that he's coming to Michigan and staying. That's one thing. If he doesn't reclassify, though, like you said, he's almost guaranteed to get that 5th star if he keeps playing the way he's playing, and performs at those, off-season camps well. And then we're gonna, obviously the competition is gonna heat up for his services. But if Michigan can keep him in the class that he's currently in, it gives the Wolverines a lot of cushion here in terms of what they do at that position. By the way, somebody pointed out that Carter Smith is also tearing it up. Carter Smith is an absolute stud in his own right. I believe he's the only 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Florida. He's already done that, and now he's a senior, and he could possibly do it again, although Brady Hart would have something to say about that. But yeah, the stacking of quarterbacks is what Michigan really needs and hasn't had really in a long time, right? And by stacking, I mean by class. And if you look at some of these universities, they get 4- and 5-star guys in the same class even, but Michigan has an opportunity now to start stacking talent at quarterback, and I'm talking high 4-star, 5-star talent at quarterback for future classes. And by the way, there's another guy in 27 already, Taylor. I don't know if you guys have heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Is really high on Michigan. So, if they can start doing that, then that's the signs of a healthy and really good program that's going to be contending for important titles for a long time.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. It's just amazing.
I will say that's one thing about Moore. He can recruit.
Yes. But as somebody points out, Kirk Campbell is his main recruiter, which is another, the whole situation is very delicate, right? As much as I've been calling for Kirk Campbell not to be the play caller, Kirk Campbell's play calling is to advertise to guys like Brady Hart, to guys like Andrew Marsh, that, hey, we're here to play the game, right?
I don't know. You guys can agree or disagree with me on this, but maybe the issue is with the quarterback situation. Maybe these guys are used to playing for Harbaugh, and I get it. It's the same scheme, same stuff, obviously, because maybe he probably just took Harbaugh's place. He was with Harbaugh for a long time, so he's using probably the same playbooks, which I probably wouldn't say I'm lying. That's what I would think. But anyway, maybe it's just a situation of with Kirk Campbell and the certain these quarterbacks now, the play calling and the scheming just doesn't work. And like you said, maybe when he gets his guys in and he gets them in his system, he gets them going, maybe the quarterback play will pick up like it was with JJ with that system last year, just because JJ knew how to run it to perfection.
Yeah.
That's
a good point. No, that's a good point, and it's a valid one as well. And And here's the thing, and I see some guys talking about Campbell responsible for Hart. Yes, he's his main recruiter, but Carter Smith also did a good job of recruiting Brady Hart. It would be crazy if Brady Hart reclassifies to then challenge Carter Smith in that class, that same class, for the starting quarterback position, and whether or not that forces somebody to leave. Even Jaden Davis, by the way, is going to be now being pushed by guys behind him. Which I think is a healthy thing, right? It's healthy
I agree.
to have that sort of competition because you're getting the best out of all of these guys. And if one of them does falter or whatever, there's a quality guy behind them if they all stay at Michigan. But we'll see how that works out.
You know, I agree with that. I agree. I think it gives the best quarterback. I think it's good to have a healthy competition all year. It keeps you on your toes as a starting quarterback because sometimes, I don't know, some guys might be like this. Got to look over your shoulder and say, hey, man, this dude's coming and he's coming fast. I got to keep keep going. I got to keep moving. And sometimes, like you say, I agree with that. It makes that quarterback, that starter now, makes him even if he's an average quarterback at best, that makes you play so much better because somebody's breathing down your neck. And if you make 1-2 critical mistakes in one game, you could get pulled and maybe never see your starting job again. And honestly, really, we've seen it. JJ with Cade. Cade made a couple mistakes. JJ came in, and it was all she wrote.
Yeah. Johnson breaks a big run here for Oregon to start the drive off. By the way, Oregon is doing a decent job running the football on the other state. This is something that Michigan, I hope Michigan is paying attention to. By the way, my original title for this was Advanced Scouting Operation Stallions for us. But
Bring back Connor Stallions.
We're doing some advanced scouting here. I got a text from Connor asking us to, hop on and check out the game. There may or may not be some guys in Michigan garb situated at the 50-yard line with an iPhone. Who knows? But anyway, I agree with what you were saying, Brett. For sure, the quarterback competition is healthy. Cade McNamara could not afford to make mistakes. He did, and he was replaced. And by the way, I don't think that just means, a guy can't have a couple of incompletions or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, I'm just, once you start to falter, absolutely. With healthy competition behind you, a decision has to be made.
I give Cade credit for 2021 for beating Ohio State because I was at that game. And honestly, let me tell you something, guys. I've been a Michigan fan all my life. And, I've seen Ohio State beat us more than win. Right. Touchdown.
Oh, Dylan Gabriel. Let's go.
That was beautiful.
That was nice. Dylan Gabriel runs one in. Oregon is back up. 27-yard rushing touchdown for Dylan Gabriel. Oregon on top of the Buckeyes. Oh, there's that Buckeye dude who's at all the games. I love seeing his face in disappointment.
Did you see his woman earring?
I did see it.
Bro thinks he's in the 1980s. He thinks he's in the cover. He thinks he's in Def Leppard or something. He's actually a really.
I want to get that guy on the channel. I want that guy to come on the channel.
He's actually a really nice guy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a cool guy. I still want him on the channel. We got to talk.
Oh yeah, for sure. I talked to him.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I've been a Michigan fan all my life, and I've seen Ohio State beat us more than we win. And and I went to that game, and I just felt something different in the air.
You talk about in 21?
21, yes. I felt
you were at the game in 20. Did you rush the field?
I was there. Yes, I rushed the field.
Very nice.
Yes, I got there. My grandpa dropped me off. I'm very superstitious. I have a routine when I go to Michigan games. I get dropped off at Red Robin. I walk the same sidewalk. I cut through the golf course, get to my tailgate, hang out there for a couple hours, go to the game,
Right.
sit in my seat, and then I move, go up, go stand under by where all the people sit with the wheelchairs where you can see better. I stand there for the rest of the game, and that's my routine, and I don't change it.
That's what's up, man. Nevada Buck says, I love seeing depressed Ohio State fan bots. I love it too. That's like my favorite pastime, is watching the faces of the other state fans when they're not winning. It's a beautiful thing. Ripstar brought this up. Jaden Davis switching to wide receiver. That's not going to happen. First of all, Jaden Davis isn't a good enough athlete to switch to wide receiver. He's pretty, in fact, yeah, I'm going to stop there. Bill Bellamy was his primary recruiter. Campbell was his second. Yeah, Bill Bellamy had a relationship with his head coach, who was also a former Michigan player. Maybe it wasn't the head coach, but definitely a coach on that team, who was also a former Michigan player. So yeah, but Jaden Davis is not a good enough athlete to play wide receiver at Michigan.
Yeah, no, I remember, dude. No, I remember EJ Holland and Sam Webb actually had a fight over Jaden Davis's recruiting ranking. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Jaden Davis is not an athlete. That's the problem, and that's why he
Right.
got decimated in the regional. I remember against Elite 11 regional against Aaron Nolan. I'm not high on Jaden Davis at all, just like you, Maize Madman, because like there's something about him that. He's just not athletic. He's not that tall either. I don't think he's even 6'1". He looks more like he's 5'11", you know, like he just is not that guy. I'm sorry to say it, you know.
Yeah,
So,
I think in a short to intermediate pass game, he's very effective. I will give him that. Like, he won, I think, back-to-back state championships at the high school level. Now, granted, his high school level in North Carolina wasn't all that amazing, but he's a winner. So there's that. And he can pass the ball, like I said, short to intermediate with the best of them. It's pushing the ball down the field is where he's going to have a problem. And obviously when things aren't there and he needs to make a play like with his feet or buy some time, that's where he's going to have a problem. And seeing over guys like a Evan Link at barely 6 feet could be a problem. All that said, hopefully he's working on things like strength and that sort of thing at Michigan. That can help him some, but at the end of the day, he's not an explosive athlete.
yeah, and they got to fight Sam Webb and EJ Holland. I remember their fight was because EJ Holland apparently did not put him in top 100. He put him more in 100 to 150. And I agree.
Yeah.
He's about that. And Sam
Yeah.
Webb was just had beef with him on that.
Well, EJ Holland there were some problems, I guess, with the Davis family and EJ Holland. So, it got pretty ugly at one point. I don't want to get into that because, I got respect for both of those guys. Both of them do a good job. I'm not trying to have any beef with 24/7 or On 3. Shout out to both sites, man.
That would be bad, man.
Yeah.
Come on, Will Howard, throw a pick.
That would be great, actually. I would love that to happen right now. He needs to do that right now. 2nd and 10,
No.
28-29, Oregon's up.
Fumble. Dang it.
Howard on a keeper gets about 6 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 4 for the other state. You know what? This isn't that hard of a job. Color commentating, play-by-play. This is pretty decent.
My only issue is with it. I couldn't do it because I would just drop a couple F-bombs if somebody dropped a 70-yard pass when you needed a stop. That's why I can't do it.
PJ said EJ keeps it grimy. I love it.
My fandom would get in the way.
They pick up the first down. Short pass to Ibuka, who makes the play. Gain of about 6.
How long has that dude been in college?
4 years. He's a senior.
Yeah. He's another one that came back to beat Michigan and to win a natty.
But yeah, he's got a yellow.
I'm guessing it was the check.
But
Right.
he's wearing a yellow mouth guard.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Will Howard is a big, strong dude. That ball was almost intercepted. Somebody got a hand on Will Howard, and it didn't even look like they moved him a lot. That was a lineman that came around and, reach out, grab Will Howard.
He shrugged it
He just
off.
shrugged
like
that off.
happened.
Yeah, that's a sturdy guy right there. But yeah, that was a dangerous pass. Second and 10 again. Will Howard in the shotgun, hands it off.
Hey, nice strung out tackle.
About a 3-yard gain there. Big third down for Oregon here. They're up 29-28. 11 minutes to go in the fourth. Let's get to these. Drew Brees, though, was about that. No, that's a fact. Drew Brees is a much better athlete, especially in college, than Jayden Davis. Drew Brees was excellent, in fact, running the football at Purdue.
Yeah, he was.
It's not even close between he and Davis in terms of athleticism. They pick up the third down. Jeremiah Smith found the open spot in the zone that Oregon was playing. Looks like they were in some cover 2 and got caught. The New Life says, "Come on, Daffy." Speaking of the Ducks.
Come on, Ducks.
Yeah.
I don't
go hard at that wide receiver in the transfer portal from Indy. Yes, we have to. By the way, we're already in contact with him. This is our second time. He entered the portal. He entered the spring portal, but decided to go back to Indiana. He's a 6'5" difference maker that Michigan could definitely use, and they are in contact with him.
Throw the bag at him.
Throw the entire bag. Again, that AIT in the first half is killing Oregon. Yeah.
We got El Presidente. Come on. So throw the cash money at him, David. Come on.
Right.
Help us out. I don't care. We gotta get. It's part of the game now. We gotta start doing it. I get it. I understand Michigan. The higher ups in Michigan don't want to do it, but guess what? You got to do it. Right. It's a part of the game now.
Yeah,
it's
that
part
whole
of
transaction.
Yep,
that's a fact. That whole transformational over transactional is not the way to go these days.
No.
Second and 7. Ball inside of Oregon territory now. Oh, man, that could have been picked off. They didn't do it. This dude is big and strong. He bulls his way for a first down for Ohio State. First and 10, Ohio State inside the Oregon 30, I believe.
Yeah, it was close to being there. It was close to being picked.
Yeah. If he was looking, I believe that's a pick. And by the way, they're not going to catch him because he's got a head of steam. That's a pick 6. I'm looking for Blake Frazier to make some noise on the O-line. See him play in person. Dude is mean when he hits the field. Nicest dude off the field. Fact. I think he's going to make that recruiting class Michigan got last season was some good O-linemen on there, and hopefully they can develop and get Michigan right back in that Joe Moore conversation.
I agree with that comment. Most offensive linemen are monsters on the field and the biggest teddy bears off.
Yeah. The New Life, you are right about that. He has suffered some injuries, but he's a 6'5" dude. And hopefully in Michigan's strength and conditioning program, we can get him going in the right direction.
Maybe that's
on the other state.
I don't know, man. I feel like we're we're hurt. We're hurting because we don't have that guy that went to the Chargers with Jim. Ben Herbert, I think what his name was.
Oh my! So yeah, and that I think that just came down to Ward Manuel not giving him the bag. He wanted like a long tenured contract, and Ward Manuel was not willing to do that, and it's hurt Michigan. Ben Herbert was huge in Michigan's success the last few years. Howard tried to run pickup of about 1.5 yards, maybe. It's gonna be a long second down.
I don't what is Ward's issue with the football program? I don't understand it.
Ward Manuel, and we spoke about this a little Thursday. Ward Manuel is in this unique position where he's got on his resume so much success, right? His resume reads like 3 Big Ten championships for the football team, a national championship for the football team, multiple Final Fours, or at least one Final Four, right, under him, I believe.
Yeah.
So, like, he's got other, Big Ten championships in other sports. So, like, he has a really good resume personally, and he makes the university money, which you can't, they love that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Make us money and win championships. And he's done that. Unfortunately, as fans of the basketball and football programs, we are suffering. Now, granted, we can't say we're suffering too much. The football team literally just won a national championship. They are coming off of back-to-back-to-back Big Ten championships. We've beat our main rival 3 straight years. So these are the things, though, that also are on Ward's resume. So,
yeah, I mean he's got a great resume, but man, like he drove a generational coach out because of his arrogance. Honestly, my opinion.
Yeah.
Like really, yeah, whatever with the NCAA. Ward, you should have known it was all smoke and mirrors, man. You got to protect Harbaugh. If Jim said, hey, I want this contract and this much money, you go, all right, give me a day or two and work on the contract, and then boom, get it. Harbaugh won a left. Harbaugh would not have left Michigan. He would have stayed if Ward would have said, all right, what do you want? What do you need? What do we can get you to stay? Yeah. Harbaugh probably would have told him whatever he wanted. Okay, we got you.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and we just lost Burks, but here's the thing. By the way, Ohio State kicked the field goal. They're now up 31-29. Ward Manuel, although he has these things on his resume, a bunch of them, especially pertaining to the football team, were done in spite of his like lack of help, really, right? He didn't really help Jim Harbaugh in the way that Harbaugh wanted to be helped. He did come late in that process last season with a contract that would have made Harbaugh the highest paid head coach in college football, and probably, in perpetuity, because there was like things in there, language in there to up it if anybody else would have gotten a higher contract, especially in the Big Ten. So there was that, but that was in the 11th hour, right? And Harbaugh had already, got the wheels going with the Chargers by that time. So there's that. And then, like I said, he makes the university money. And the university still has a high academic standard and all of these things. And if you can pull that off, which somehow he has, and by the way, sometimes it's just because of guys like Harbaugh, who are Harbaugh's just an excellent football coach.
Yeah.
So he was going to be successful in some capacity anyway. But the downside is that Ward Manuel gets that residual success too. You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's just like, and the thing is with Ward, he's not just he drove Harbaugh out. He drove Harbaugh out. He drove the baseball coach out, and I truthfully believe he drove John Beilein out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
like
mean, Beeline. Then he made the Juwan Howard hire. Which, by the way, I got to be honest. As a fan of the Fab Five, I was extremely excited about.
so was I.
Initially, right? And
Yeah.
early on he had the success, but again, that could have been because he had these John Beeline players. He was recruiting well early on too. I got to give him that. He had the #1 recruiting class one year, even.
Yes.
So he had some success early on, but then I don't know exactly like what went bad for him. It could be that assaulting other coaches or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But Juwan is going to be—he's a Michigan legend. He's like in the pantheon of Michigan guys, just basically for being part of that Fab Five team. But
sometimes it doesn't work.
Wasn't a great hire, right? It ended up not being a great hire for Ward Manuel. Yeah. But you follow that up with a Dusty May hire, and even though Dusty hasn't coached a game yet, it looks like it's going to be a good hire.
I mean, I think they got that that kid from Flint.
He committed.
Oh, did they get him now? Okay.
No, I'm asking you. I don't know if I didn't hear that he committed yet, but
no, I don't know if he has yet.
Okay.
I just saw like he's like #1 on Michigan's, like he's close to committing. It's gonna happen, I'm sure.
Well, Moore for Nevada Buck, I think Moore is the reason Klink's not there. If I'm being fair, Moore wanted to be DC, and I mean not Moore. Klink wanted to be DC, and Moore wanted somebody with experience. That's why Wink Martindale is there, and Klink is not. I would have loved for Klink to be the DC. By the way, he learned under both McDonald and Jesse Minter, right? In that time span, he had no choice but to have soaked up some of that genius in this defense. So I think that would have been a great hire. By the way, Mike Hart, that was also a Moore thing. That was actually a Harbaugh thing more than Moore, because Harbaugh wanted Moore to be the head coach. Mike Hart wanted to be head coach. Those sorts of things.
Oh yeah. Maybe next year, hopefully Moore reached out to him and they can mend their relationship and bring him back. Honestly.
Right. Yeah, that would be great.
It would. I mean, I have nothing against the guy we got now as the running backs, but like, bring Mike Hart in, man. Like, bring him back. Like, bring him as like a advisor or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Hart could certainly be. There are plenty of positions that he can fill for Michigan. Whether or not he wants to do it, I don't know, right? Especially after being running backs coach, he was overlooked for even OC. Forget head coach, right? He could have been the OC. He wasn't that. So, and I get, like I said, I get the hire of Kirk Campbell. I get making Kirk Campbell the OC, especially if you're trying to recruit top end quarterbacks.
No, I get that, but you gotta. I don't know. As a longtime Michigan fan, those were the teams I grew up watching. Where it was like the Chad Henne, the Mike Harts, the Marty Manning, all those guys. And they didn't win a national championships. They didn't win no Big Ten titles. They didn't beat Ohio State even. But
which is crazy, yeah.
Which is absolutely nuts. But the thing is, they're legends. There's no way to put it around it. Marty Manningham's a legend in himself. I mean, the way he came back and beat Michigan State in East Lansing, which I was there, by the way, which I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys are legends. Like, I don't care. Like, they are. Those guys are Michigan legends for the rest of their lives.
Oregon driving the field, big completion just now.
It was a nice
inside the Ohio State 30, I believe. Ohio State is dropping into some zone, probably trying to protect Denzel Burke out here, who is
Pretty
Draft
much,
stock is
yeah.
plummeting.
They're literally stacking the box.
Yeah. Oh man, this is good stuff. 1 second, man. Give me 1 second.
You're good.
All right, I'm back.
Pass interference, Ohio State.
Look at that. This is great. This is great. Oregon inside the 10. Going in. Dylan Gabriel needs to run this one in again.
No, they ran up middle. Huh? They're just trying to take it to the 2-minute warning.
OSU secondary been grabbing the whole game. That's a fact, man. And they haven't been getting called for PI the whole game either.
I said it earlier. I don't know if he was on. They do it every year.
Yeah. They get away with a lot of like physical stuff down the field. Even before this game. Games like against Iowa, they were holding. Like, what are you holding Iowa receivers for? It's crazy.
It's because that's what they're taught.
Right.
It's like, I don't know, like, they got to call. If you're going to call the game, call it fair. I don't care if you're going to call the flag. I don't care if you're going to flow flags here and there, but if you're going to do it, call the game fair.
Right.
But I don't know. It seems like it's just my opinion, but it seems like a lot of referees nowadays want to just be a part of the game.
Yeah, and that's across sports too, man. Like no matter what sports you're watching, these referees want to be stars too. It's crazy. That's why the guy spit on Igbinosun. Igbinosun's the king. Igbinosun is a habitual holder. I will admit that. However, do not spit on anybody. That dude is lucky. Like I said, he spit on Igbinosun because that's crazy. Spitting on anyone is like the ultimate disrespect. Don't do it. Kids,
no.
If you're watching, don't spit on anybody.
I'd rather you throw hands with somebody than spit on them.
Yeah, is it me or does Brett sound a lot like Notre Dame Ryan? Nah, man, don't do that to Brett. Ryan's a little more whiny. Ryan would definitely be whining. Speaking of whiny, their whiny DB coach teaches them to hold, then whine when they can't get called. When they get called, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oregon could definitely use holding today. Look, Oregon is in a good position right now. We're on a commercial break right now. They're in a good position to score this football. Let me check some scores really fast. See what's happening. Iowa State up on West Virginia still. Who's winning that LSU Ole Miss game? Anybody?
I do not know. I'm trying to find it.
Okay, I got it. Ole Miss is up 20-16 into the third quarter, 3rd and 15 on their own 20. Florida has tied the game. They're in overtime against Tennessee right now, 17-17. Colorado has scored first, up 7-0 on Kansas State, and they have the ball again at the Kansas State 25. Is Colorado a good football team?
I don't know.
What the hell?
I mean, the Big 12 is kind of weak now with Texas and Oklahoma gone.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's kind of easy. I mean, no
Damn near got
disrespect.
in there.
No disrespect to any of the teams in the conference, but it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I feel like anybody can win it now with them gone.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, when they were there, anybody could.
Yeah.
You know, they
that's
just
true.
recently got good, if we're being honest. But yeah.
That's true. I mean, yeah, they beat Texas beat Oklahoma today, but Quentin Ewers didn't look like he was against us because I was at
No,
that
he
game.
didn't.
That dude couldn't miss that day.
Yeah, he was laser focused. He was locked in. It didn't help that I don't know where Makari Page was the night before because he didn't look like he was locked in at all. The linebacker play was abysmal. I think the linebacker play's gotten better since then. I'm still waiting for Barham to be Barham, but yeah.
Well, they're hurting because they don't got more.
3rd and goal. Did Ohio State just call that timeout?
Yeah, they did.
Of course they did. They're afraid.
Ooh, didn't get it. They stuffed.
He didn't get that. He didn't get in there.
No, they stuffed him.
I don't like that play call.
No.
At that time. I don't like it on 3rd down. Now you're in a position where you kick the field goal. Sure, you're going to go up, but all they have to do is kick a field goal. I think Oregon, with 3 timeouts, hear me out, has to go for this on 4th down.
Yeah.
You got 3 timeouts. If you don't get it, they're on their 1 yard line. Your defense has played decent enough. You have 3 timeouts. You got to go for it.
Yeah, like you said, they got 3. Ohio State's got 1.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I think they're going to score here. Herbert, is that Justin Herbert's brother?
It's an excellent question. I have no clue.
It probably looked like an offensive lineman. Didn't look like a quarterback.
UCLA is up 10-0 on Minnesota. The Big Ten is weird too, if I'm being honest. Minnesota just beat USC. Or did they? They won that game, right?
Yeah, they won.
They beat USC. Oh, they're kicking the field goal.
Yeah?
I don't like this.
You better make this. You got it.
Nevada Buck said that is Justin Herbert's little brother. He plays tight end.
Oh, okay. I know, guys, either tight end or offensive lineman because I saw that and I'm like, that dude's huge.
Oregon makes the field goal. They're up 32-31. I don't know if that was the best decision, but
man, come dang, Texas did roll.
They're basically in a position now where they can't allow the other state to get in the field goal range. They haven't necessarily been that good on defense. Things are true. Tennessee and Florida overtime. Yeah, I know. FOSU. That's how everybody feels. This is the sentiment on this channel at all times. Got to take the points. Yeah, I get it, but I think I'd have gone for it because it's a minute 55 left. If you don't get it, if you don't get the touchdown, you still have 3 timeouts, and they're pinned deep.
It looked like that dude got in for Tennessee. I'm watching it from the commercial break, but they're not going to give it.
It's the 3rd quarter of that Minnesota game, and Minnesota has 0 points. That's
okay. Everybody in the comments, I retract my statement on PJ Fleck. He's a bum. I apologize.
Rip Star is the greatest, and because it's a commercial break, we can do this.
I'm the best there is. Woo! 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 Woo!
Shout out to Rip Star.
Tennessee won.
Nice.
23-17.
That keeps my parlay alive. So shout out to
There
Tennessee.
you go. Should have beat Florida by more, but hey, a win's a win.
This really should be 12 to 17 point lead for Oregon. Screwed up. Hold quarterback not seeing open wide receiver, 4th down, end zone. Yep. And not to mention the missed PIs that Ohio State has gotten away with.
Yeah, and that botched snap from the
right.
I don't know what that dude was trying to do. Dude, just fall down. Like, what are you doing? Fall down. Okay, you couldn't get it. You made a mistake. Okay, fall down. Don't make a stupid turnover, and you did.
Right. It's always great to be a Michigan Wolverine, DK. Don't you know? Gotta say the Tennessee theme is awesome. That is fair.
Yeah, that was
that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Oregon, come on. They got one timeout. Well, really, if Oregon can hold here, this would be the second Big Ten game that was only 1 point difference tonight.
Well, the other was the
Purdue and Illinois game.
Right. Oregon pass rusher should be pinning their ears back. Not a chance Ryan Day runs the ball. But Ryan Day isn't calling the plays. Chip Kelly is calling the plays.
Yeah, Chip Kelly's calling the plays, yeah.
I'm showing 147 left in the game. We all are. 147 left in the game. Iowa at MSU next week. Can both teams lose?
Bad snap over his head. Come on. So, pick 6. I fell down, you bum.
Wow.
Turf monster.
Howard doing. Oh, Yui Ungule gets credit for that sack. For people who were looking for a Yui Ungule.
The turf monster got him. Come on, throw a pick. Ooh, nice put, nice catch.
Damn it. That was good.
Yeah, they're
3rd and 6. Minute 5 left.
Ooh.
Crossing route, that's a completion. I saw that one.
Yeah.
A minute left on the clock. Ohio State has a 1st down. They're driving. Man, they should not have kicked that field goal.
But Ohio State's kicker's been shaky this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's not been excellent, but there's so much time. They only need to get to about the 40 or so, 40 inside the 40.
Oh, man. Still, you didn't get
Jeremiah Smith with the catch. He didn't get to the 1st down, so the clock is running. 50 seconds, 49. 2nd and short. They're losing a lot of time here.
Yeah, they are. I don't know what they're doing. Boom, got him. Oh,
no fucking way. They're inside the 30. 1st down. They're probably gonna escape here. Dan Lanning has proven once again to be Diet James Franklin. 34 seconds left. Ball inside the Oregon 30.
And they got a sack on the first play of the game.
Somebody just kicked the bucket over. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Don't. Ref. Don't pull that flag out. Keep that flag.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do it. They didn't do it. Good.
I was waiting for. I saw it.
Coach Lanning strikes again. There, he's right there. It's like he got the play call from James Franklin himself. Called in, said, "Hey, this is the part where we choke. So prepare yourself."
Come on, snap over his head or something. Lose like 16. Lose like 12 yards.
2nd and 10.
God. Oh, holding. Oh, it might be offensive.
There's a flag down. I think that's offensive PI.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that might be offensive. Yep, sure is. I was hoping they called their last timeout on defense because that's the 10-second run.
Offensive pass interference.
Oh, wow.
That's excellent. I love that call.
Now you just play prevent, really.
The clock is going. 16 seconds, 15 seconds.
Ooh.
They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose this game. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Incomplete.
3rd and 25. The clock was running. They have 10 seconds. They do have one timeout. I think they were saving that timeout for the field goal. Ryan Day is freaking out like only Ryan Day can when shit's not going his way. This is a glorious moment for all Michigan fans. We all became Duck fans tonight, at least for a short time. And
I've liked Oregon for a long time. Ooh.
What happened? Oh, look at get out of here.
Call a timeout, but Will Howard tried to act like he got hit. Oregon called a timeout.
Hey, man, Dan Lanning is going to lose this game for Oregon somehow. Why did you call that timeout? All the momentum is on your side.
Yeah, really. And you got to him. Because he's dude, and you got to him. That's the thing. Nobody was there to cover you.
Somewhere Lou Holtz is laughing.
What
the hell, bro? What did you call that timeout for, Dan Lanning?
I don't know. That's stupid. I don't know. Maybe they did it to get fresh guys into the game. Oregon likes to sub a lot. Or give their guys just a breather for a second to get their win and get some water or gator juice, whatever.
Right.
Just play back, honestly. Play prevent. Play everything in front. Yep, exactly.
Let's go.
No, they called the pass interference flag.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, there's a flag. Sure looks like it. Maybe. I don't know. They haven't called it yet, but I'm sure illegal something, it looks like.
Yo, no.
It was only a 5-yard penalty. It was a legal substitution.
Yo, okay. See, this is bad coaching in my opinion. You just came off a timeout that you called.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
Come on, Diet Coke. I mean, it's 3rd and 20.
You just came back from timeout. You can't have that happen.
It's 3rd and 20. Just now get another stop. Oh, no way. No way. Damn it. Will Howard. Game's over. He didn't get enough. He's Ohio State lost. That game.
Will Howard's an idiot. Thank you, Will Howard.
Ain't no way, dog.
Will Howard.
Bona fide scrub. He can't play.
What was that? Oh, man, that's hilarious.
$20 million down the drain.
That's hilarious. And Dan Lanning is off the schneid. I can no longer call him Diet James Franklin.
Oh, my God.
Shout out to Will. I mean,
nice job, bro. That's great.
Wow.
That is fantastic.
That's amazing.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I got to thank my guy Brett here tonight, who rocked with us for damn near the whole night. Brett, you're welcome anytime. You are officially a madman. Give us a woo, M3. You know it. It's coming. Here we go. Pause, by the way. It's coming.
I'm the best there is. Woo! 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 Woo!
They did show the
Yeah, we're
duck
gonna
on
take a
TV.
chance here.
They showed the duck on TV. He was crowd surfing.
Shout out to this guy right here. They just, hey, like I was saying, Brett rocked with us the whole night. Brett, thank you. You're official.
No problem.
Man. Everybody who was with us and they feel about you guys. Until next time, stay angry. I can't do anything. My computer is broken now. Till next time, stay angry, my friends. Brett, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I just want to say I was watching the people rush the field. The duck was crowd surfing. That's a perfect way to end this. That's great. We ain't gonna hear crap from Ohio State fans for a minute, people. And any Ohio State fans in the comments, sit the hell down. You guys choked. And guess what? That $20 million quarterback you guys went and got, he blew that game for you. Good job.
Shout out to Brett, man. Listen, this was a success. The Maniac is calling me right now, by the way. Maniac.
Ohio State won, right?
You're live. I got you on speakerphone. The people can hear you. What's good? Ohio State. Will Howard's an idiot. Yeah, you didn't see the last play of the game?
No, I didn't watch the game. I did like 14 videos because the fight.
Right.
That we just
Who won? Who won, by the way?
Better be it. But
damn.
It's a controversial win.
Oh, it's one of those. It's one of those
Yeah.
that only boxing can pull off somehow. All right, but so 6 seconds left. Third and 20. They need to get in field goal range. They're about 10 yards away from field goal range. Your man takes off and runs, but time runs out.
Who the
Will Howard.
old world Will Howard?
Will Howard. Oh, Will Howard let time run out, and they lost the game. Shout out to that.
Okay, so
DK said join live.
they were field goal range.
When he slid, they were in field goal range. Yeah, where he slid, they would have been in field goal range.
So they didn't have timeout.
They had one timeout. It just didn't matter.
He ran, time expired, then he slid.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
okay.
32-31 is the final score.
Oh wow, that had to be a classic.
It was an instant classic.
Right, listen, man, it's always a good thing, man. It's just, look, this is what I'm gonna say about it, right?
Put your speaker on him, 3. I got the speaker on. Y'all can't hear him?
Okay. Whenever Ohio State loses is a great day. Not especially for us Michigan fans, right? But it also shows, what was the score, by the way?
32-31.
I see. So listen, they rave about this defense. 32 points.
They can't hear you. Goddamn. All right.
Oh, they can't. All right. Listen. Look, man. We could cook tomorrow if you like. But
Yeah.
if not,
If
then
you want to
it.
get on in the morning, let's.
Yeah.
Like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Perfect.
10 o'clock. Y'all heard it right here. 10 o'clock. Me and the Maniac will be live. We're gonna recap this game here, as well as some other things that happened in the Big Ten. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna hit you right back when I get off. All right. Okay. So here we go. Too early. Ripstar says too early. All right. Till next time. Like I said again. Everybody stay angry. This was a glorious night. I'm upset.